What's happening? What's happening with it, people? When you come in the building, hit that like button first of all, and let me know you in the building. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it today. Like I said, when you come in the building, smash on my like button. Let me know you in the building. Soldier God, what's happening with it? Salute. Mr. Steal Your Chin, what it do? There you go. W right side. He ain't never on the wrong side. Ray 11640. What's happening with it? He says, first time here, man. Welcome, welcome. Cali Fire, there you go. What's happening with it? Salute to you. Yes, sir. My man Smooth Groove, boxing straight from that Oak Cliff, already in the building. He said he is here today. Goddamn, he missed the last few shows. It's all good. You know, we stay cooking every day. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't never a dull moment. We gonna get it popping. You know how we do, Smooth Groove. Stan 92, what's happening with it? Master Khalik, what's good with it? Yeah, we finna get it in today. Get it in today for sure. I'm gonna drop some links in a little while. I'm gonna have some of my folks join the panel. We're gonna have a debate on who better between Shakur Stevenson, you know what I'm saying, the great Shakur Stevenson, and the great young Devin Haney. You dig? Robert Pitt says, I'm still tripping on that Blair Cobb dude. Man, like I told y'all, man, dude is just the boxing version of Charleston White. That's what he is. Javier Valencia, what's happening with it? Have I ever collabed with Blue Blood? Yeah, definitely have. That's my guy. That's my brother right there. Adonis K3, what's happening with it? Salute. Yeah, that's my guy in real life. DP Rocker, what's happening with it? Yeah. And so we gonna have, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna get a couple of my people up on here. We gonna, have a little debate. Me and Coach, who else? Kwame, and I can't think of the brother name. It was another guest that Kwame had on his show, Lord to the Game Boxing Talk, and we was debating that last night. We was going back and forth debating that. So I was like, yeah, shit, let's continue that conversation today. It's a lot of news going on though. It's like I said, I'm gonna get y'all up to speed with everything that's going on in boxing. It's a lot of news that's going on in boxing. I'm gonna try to wait till we get more people in the building, because a lot of people like to come in late, and then they say that I don't never talk about like the other fighters that, you know what I'm saying, that people don't talk about, or the news that's going around. I'll be like, yeah, I do every day. I give as soon as I start the show, I give everybody the latest news that's going around, right, that may not be talked about. But shit, it ain't my fault y'all get in late and y'all don't hear that I talk about that stuff in the beginning of the show. And my man Anthony Johnson in the Cash App, always coming through showing love. I appreciate you. The Queen, Sweet Tea, is in the building. Salute to you, Queen. Bole, what's happening with it? Zulu Lion, what's good with it? Jelly Bean, 420, 4280. What's happening with it? Jose Ayala, what's good with it? My man, Jawan Ramos, what's happening with it? The Assassin DLJ, what's good with it? Robert Pitt said he's a casual that boxes. You talking about Blair Cobb? Yeah, man. Like I said, if you understand what Blair Cobb, a lot of people is letting Blair Cobb get them, pissed off because he's saying disrespectful shit. But at the end of the day, I understand what type of individual he is. You know what I'm saying? And what he's doing. He knows that if he come out and he just say, yeah, I'll fuck up Errol Spence, that's cool. But then if he come out and say the disrespectful personal shit that he's saying, he know that shit gonna get an uproar. He know people gonna be talking about that shit, right? Because, he obviously signed the Golden Boy. Golden Boy don't promote no black fighters. They don't. They never have. Ever since Richard Schaefer in all of the stable that they had when they was a monster, but Golden Boy used to be the best promotional company, right? They was ahead of Top Rank. Golden Boy had a bigger stable than Top Rank and better superstars than Top Rank at one point. But ever since that shit fell apart, right? They don't promote no black fighters. And so with that being said, Blair Cobb, he's being Charleston White. He's figuring out the most outrageous shit that he can say about, your favorite fighter, the fighters that's most popular, that's in his division, right? And he's saying it with no filter. Yeah, he full of shit, but I understand what he's doing. You dig what I'm saying? He know that he can't fuck with Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford or Jerome Boots Ennis. What's the brother? YSL Media. Shit, he covered Jerome Boots Ennis. He be in the gym with them dudes every day. And he was telling the story about how Jerome Boots Ennis ran Blair Cobb out of the damn ring. They were sparring, and Jerome Boots Ennis started getting in his ass, right? I guess Jerome was a teenager at this point in time, and Blair Cobb was already a grown-ass man. And Jerome Boots Ennis, as a teenager, he said beat the dog shit out of Blair Cobb and ran him up out of the ring. Like to where dude got out of the ring was like, nah, I'm good. I had enough. Yeah, they said Boots was 16 and Blair Cobb was like 23 or something like that. Right? Motherfucker said no mas. They was like, man, get back in the ring. You know what I'm saying? The sparring session ain't done yet. They said dude was like, nah, I'm good. I ain't getting back in the ring. But see, Blair Cobb came back like that nigga that you used to beat up in high school, right? That came back, from summer vacation. He been lifting weights and he didn't put on the whole new persona now. He came back now and he like, nah, fuck that. That was back when we was little. I'm ready for that smoke now. You know what I'm saying? I'm bigger now. I was little back then. I'm ready for that smoke now. Actually, Jerome Boots Ennis was the little one back then. You know what I'm saying? So if he beat you up when he was 16 and you was in your 20s, what you think that man gonna do to you now? I'm just saying. You feel me? You can't come back talking about, oh, no, that was back then. We ain't kids no more. Well, he ain't a kid no more. You know what I'm saying? He's not a kid no more. And you wasn't a kid then. So what you gonna do now, dog? And yeah, so and all that disrespectful shit that he was saying about Errol Spence, I ain't even finna go into that. He just piggybacked off of some shit that he heard motherfucking Bomac and them say. That's basically all it was. He piggybacked off the same shit that he was hearing Bomac and goddamn Bernie and them saying. Right? That's it. That's all he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even come up. Like, to me, it would even be more intriguing to me if he had came up with some new shit that we hadn't heard. You feel me? You came up with the same shit that you've been hearing other motherfuckers say. But y'all hit my like button. Y'all smash the like button. We gonna get into some news that's going down, y'all. First news I want to get into, right, is it look like on June the 18th, y'all, we're going to get a title unification between Arthur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith, right? Now, Beterbiev is Russian, So if anybody wondering, well, why is he ain't out there in the war? You know, why is he fighting Joe Smith in June? Well, because he has he don't even got citizenship in Russia. His citizenship is in Canada, right? He's Russian, but he's a Russian that's from Canada. So, you know what I'm saying? He has citizenship in Canada, and I believe that he went to the Olympics in Canada. Like he represented Canada in the Olympics. So Beterbiev is going to be unifying in June. On June the 18th, it looks like it's finna be popping off. He's going to be unifying against Joe Smith. Now, I'm not sure if that's for 3 belts or 2 belts. Wait, no, that's for 2 belts. No, that's for 3 belts. That's for 3 belts. DP Rocker said, what time does Blair fight? I don't know. That I don't know. I didn't even know the fight was this Saturday. He don't fight this Saturday. He not fighting this Saturday, dog. His fighting into, like, I think his fight is in April or something. Broderick Hunter, what's happening with it? So, yeah. So, Beterbiev versus Joe Smith for a 3-belt unification. And, yeah, that's in June. Now, I got Arthur Beterbiev beating the dog shit out of Joe Smith. I got him stopping Joe Smith. The way that Joe Smith fights, Beterbiev will probably stop Joe Smith within 5 or 6 rounds. You know what I'm saying? That's a horrible style matchup for Joe Smith because Joe Smith is a come-forward fighter. He don't have no defense, right? He's just big. He kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? He's just big and he's powerful. But that's just it's a horrible fight for Joe Smith because you can't fight that type of fight against Arthur Beterbiev. You're going to get hurt. And so, yeah, I got Arthur Beterbiev murdering Joe Smith within 6 rounds. Inside 6 rounds, I got Arthur Beterbiev beating the dog shit out of Joe Smith. Joe Smith is an opponent. He's not very athletic, right? He got slow feet. He's slow hands. He's going to be right there in front of you to get hit. Now, he is tough and he's strong, but yeah, it's a recipe for disaster when he get in there against Arthur Beterbiev. So, after Arthur Beterbiev beats Joe Smith, he's going to have 3 belts. And so, this is my problem with Canelo facing Gennady Golovkin. Because if Canelo really wanted to smoke, he could have became undisputed at light heavyweight and only had to fight 2 fights. Y'all don't hear me. If Canelo really wanted to do something great, he could have became undisputed at light heavyweight after becoming undisputed at super middleweight. He could have came right to light heavyweight and became undisputed in 2 fights, y'all. 2 fights. Let that shit sink in. 2 fights. Let that sink in. 2 fights. It don't get, now, Arthur Beterbiev is not an easy fight at all. But the road to undisputed, as fast as he could have got it, it don't come like that. You don't see that shit happening. 2 fights, and you just moved up to the division? Come on, man. But see, like I told y'all, he don't want no parts of Beterbiev right now. That's too much of a dangerous fight for him right now. He wants to wait, right? And I think that he got a good chance of beating Arthur Beterbiev with his skills, right? He got a good chance of beating Beterbiev, right? But he don't want to take that chance. His manager don't want to take that chance. They'd rather wait him out another year and a half, right? See him get old and then go in there, right? And then go in there for the kill. So we see what he doing. I've been told y'all what he doing. Once he said, nah, I'm going to fight Bivol and then I'm going to move back down to 168. have Triple G move to 168, and I'm gonna fight Triple G at 168 and defend my. Come on now, it make no sense at all when you got undisputed and you could get it in 2 fights. June. Okay, so Beterbiev and Joe Smith fighting in June, right? July, August, September. He could have been undisputed in September, y'all. Huh. Ain't that a bitch? By September, Canelo Alvarez could be undisputed if he had a just, you know what I'm saying, let his nuts hang and said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to actually really go for greatness and really try to accomplish something great instead of just saying that shit. He's saying it, but like I said, I did a whole show and I broke this shit down. And yeah, he became 168 undisputed, but he didn't do nothing great on that journey. The only thing he did great was fight as many times as he did when fighters are not fighting that many times in this year. But other than that, as far as the opposition, it was nothing great. Jose Ayala says it can still happen. Maybe third fight in December. Hopefully the Macabu versus or Ryder fight don't happen. Well, see, the thing is, he already signed that deal. He already pretty much locked in. He already told DAZN what he doing. He locked in. He signed the deal. You dig what I'm saying? Batman, what's happening with it? If you're going to be free, I'm going to have you hop up on the panel, Batman. OTB Boxing, I'm going to have you jump up here if you're going to be free too in a little bit. When we get to this little debate in a little bit later on. AJ64 coming through. Blessing your boy in that super chat, man. I appreciate you coming through. Zulu Lion 1 says, the GGG fight sounds like he's doing a favor for DAZN. Nah, I wouldn't say that, right? Because if he was doing a favor for DAZN, y'all, he would have took the Triple G fight in 2018. Could have took it in 2019, right? It's no point. Nobody, that fight is not lucrative like it was back then. And so what I'm hoping, y'all call me a hater or whatever y'all want to. I don't like Triple G. I'm not finna hide it. You feel me? I'm not finna hide it. I don't like Triple G. Don't like nothing about him. So at this point, I'm telling y'all, I hope that Triple G loses to Murata. I hope he loses to Murata. I really do. Right? Because they both the same type of fighters. They both rock'em sock'em robots that's going to stand in front of each other and just slug it out. Right? Until somebody, right, can't take the other one's punches. That's basically what's going to happen. Triple G is old, and yeah, 3 years ago, this would have been a walk in the park fight for Triple G. But the Murata fight might not be a walk in the park. I hope he loses. Now, do I think that Triple G will beat Murata? Yeah, I think he'll beat Murata. You know what I'm saying? That's the perfect style opponent, right? That's the perfect style opponent for Triple G. Same opponents that we always see him in the ring with. They're going to stand right in front of him, and they don't have no feet, and they're going to be right there to get hit. Let me see. I don't even think Murata has been active. Hold on. Let me pull up Murata's resume. Ryoto Murata. Let me pull up his resume right now. I got it right here. Okay. So his last fight, wow. Wow. Check this shit out, y'all. Check this shit out, y'all. Triple G waited all this time. This is how much of a sucker that Triple G is. I'm telling y'all, this dude is a fucking joke. This dude waited all this time to fight somebody that haven't fought since 2019. Murata's last bout was in 2019 against somebody named Steven Butler, a motherfucker I've never heard of. Before that, he fought Rob Brandt. And then before that, he fought Rob Brandt before that, way back in 2018 and lost to Rob Brandt. Rematched him in 2019 and knocked him out. And then fought one more time in 2019 and ain't fought since 2019. And this is the guy that Triple G is fighting after fighting bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb. This dude is a fucking joke. He's a joke, y'all. And this is the guy that y'all talking about. Y'all want to see in the ring against Canelo? Real talk? This who y'all talking about y'all want to see in the ring against Canelo. Triple G. A motherfucker that's fighting a dude that ain't fought since 2019. Coach in the building. What's happening with it, Coach? I was just talking about you. Coach, I'm gonna drop the link if you got time to jump up on the panel with us in a little bit. I'm gonna drop the link for you so we can continue the conversation that we was having last night. That shit crazy, y'all. I don't give a damn if fucking Murata is Bruce Lee in Japan. I don't give a damn what he is in Japan. The motherfucker ain't fought since 2019. And on top of that, he ain't fought nobody. The best opponent on Murata's resume is Rob Brandt. And Rob Brandt beat him one of them times. And Triple G been waiting around since, I think, 2020 to fight this motherfucker. Come on now. But this is y'all. This who y'all like. This who y'all like. And this who y'all talking about. Y'all don't have no problem with him fighting Canelo Alvarez. Just fucking ridiculous. But I hope that this dude, Murata, this sorry motherfucker, I hope. And then this dude's record is 16 wins and 2 losses. 16 wins, 2 losses. (16-2). That's his record. This motherfucker then lost to Rob Brandt and he lost to Hassan. I can't even pronounce his name, but he lost to another cat that we know who he is. He lost to this dude that's right here. So he lost to Rob Brandt and he lost to him right here. We all seen, come on, man. This shit ridiculous. But yeah, that's y'all Triple G. That's Triple G for y'all. That's y'all got. Dundada, if you don't get the fuck out of here with the bullshit that you come in here with daily, Dundada, you cannot go one day without dropping some ignorant ass shit that nobody cares about. Don't nobody give a fuck about Murata being a gold medalist. The dude is a fucking walking punching bag. Don't nobody give a damn. Who in here gives a fuck about Murata being a gold medalist when he ain't shit in the pros? He's not shit in the pros. I don't give a fuck about him being a gold medalist, dog. You got to come in here day after day, and you can't help but dropping some retarded shit nobody cares about. That's your defense? That, oh, well, he was a gold medalist. Who gives a fuck? Nobody. Nobody give a damn about that shit. Murata, he's sorry. And he ain't fought since 2019. And he ain't never fought nobody. And when he did fight somebody on the C level, he got his ass beat. So what is you saying? Abide in the Vine says Triple G's bank account gives a fuck. Well, I hope that you getting some of the money in Triple G's bank account, right? I hope that you getting some of that fucking money, because if you ain't, you a goddamn fool for trying to come up in here taking up for the shit. So, are you getting in any of Triple G's bank account? Do you have access to Triple G's bank account? Just asking. Okay. Well, if you don't, let's move on. So, yeah, this is some bullshit. Let me get to the other news that's going on. Let's get to some other news that's going on in boxing, right? Let's go through this Showtime lineup. Let's go. Showtime, they announced their fights, and they got a whole lineup. So, and I'm going to just go through the lineup, and I'm going to give y'all the dates. So, we got, on March the 26th, we got Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Gausha. That's later on this month, y'all. I like that fight. Hell of a fight. Terrell Gausha is a solid fighter, a solid opponent, and Tim Tszyu been over there over there in his country, in Austria. He been wrecking shit. He's a huge name over there. Abide in the Vibe said, I don't give a shit about Triple G. Well, me neither. You know what I'm saying? Me neither. Fuck Triple G. Triple G, the way he been moving, he don't deserve a fight against me, let alone Canelo. Shit. So we got Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Gausha on March the 26th. Hell of a fight. Tim Tszyu, he just signed, he signed a promotional deal with the PBC. So at 154, if he get past Terrell Gausha, and if he can stop Terrell Gausha, that shit gonna speak volumes. And he's a name to really look out for in the 154 division, right? And we might see later on this year, we might see Tim Tszyu versus Jermall Charlo, because I think that he's the mandatory for Jermall Charlo, one of his belts, right? So we might see Tim Tszyu versus Jermall Charlo. And if Tim Tszyu can continue looking like he has, right, leading up to this Terrell Gausha fight, and then he looked like he do against everybody else, against Terrell Gausha, that's a dangerous fight for Jermall Charlo. Y'all, that's a very dangerous fight for Jermall Charlo. Now, moving on April the 9th, the same day that Ryan Garcia is bringing his scary ass back, right? That's going to be on DAZN, but on Showtime, you got Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora. My man, the boxing session, TBS, Kyle in the building. What's happening with it? Salute. So you got Erickson Lubin versus Fundora on April the 9th. That shit, Jay Chestnut said he the mandatory for Castano's belt. Oh, okay. Well, when Jermall Charlo take that belt off of Castano, he gonna be the mandatory for Jermall Charlo. So yeah, either way, you feel me? Yeah. So Erickson Lubin and Sebastian Fundora, it's a fight that a lot of people been talking about. This is a fight on April 9th that a lot of people will be tuning in to see, and a lot of people want to see this fight. For one, pretty much everybody know that Erickson Lubin is the better fighter, right? Erickson Lubin is the better fighter out of these two. He probably, to me, Erickson Lubin, skill-wise and overall, he the best fighter at 154, but his chin is probably the weakest at 154, right? You know what I'm saying? His chin is horrible. So, I ain't going to say horrible, but he got a suspect chin. His chin is very suspect. So, this is what makes this a dangerous fight. Because we know Erickson Lubin possesses the power to stop Fundora, but we know a lot of motherfuckers possess the power to stop Erickson Lubin if they can land the right shot on Erickson Lubin. So this is a dangerous fight. Now, if you're looking at this fight on paper, you like Erickson Lubin versus Fundora, I got Erickson Lubin right off the rip. But then you're putting your money on the line, and I'm nervous. Right? If you a betting man, y'all feel what I'm saying. If you put your money on the line on Erickson Lubin and you're watching the fight, you're probably sweating the whole time you're watching the fight because you like, God damn, I don't know if fucking Fundora might land any shot on Lubin and then Lubin go get to doing the stanky leg and, you know what I'm saying, wobbling all on the ring, and it could be over just like that. But that could go both ways. So this is a dangerous fight, but I'm going with Erickson Lubin. I'm going with Erickson Lubin because he a better fighter than Fundora. And I got Erickson Lubin to stop Fundora. I'm going with Erickson Lubin in the stoppage, but like I said, it ain't out of the question for the fight to go the opposite way. So I'm going to be on the edge of my seat watching this fight. Dundada says Fundora is propped up to win the fight by Showtime. I mean, I don't know how you figure that. You know what I'm saying? Fundora ain't a bigger star than Erickson Lubin, or a bigger potential star than Erickson Lubin. Man, they know Fundora don't have the skills of Erickson Lubin. They only can take Fundora so far. They know the doors are closing pretty quick on Fundora. He ain't that good. Yeah. Yeah, he ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the dude fool you. So yeah, y'all hit my like button. Let me hold on. Let me check the likes because y'all be tripping. Y'all come in the building and act like there ain't no like button exists. I swear y'all do. I swear y'all come in the building. Y'all do everything but hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? I could tell by my notifications. Oh yeah, y'all gotta hit the like button. Y'all gotta hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Because we finna put on a hell of a show for y'all today, and y'all can't even hit the like button. So I'll wait. My man OG Brooks in the building, man. I appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? Studding up, showing real love. He said, hit the like button, show support. Yeah, like we shouldn't even have to tell him that. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell y'all, man, the first thing I do when I come to somebody's house is I go in and I hit the like button. Straight up. Even if I don't comment, I still hit the like button. I might be doing something on some of my brother's shows, but I still come in and I hit that like button before I do anything. 817, what's happening with it? I might even, if 817 free, I might give 817 a link to, because he's an arguing motherfucker. Hey, 817, he an arguing motherfucker. I want 817 in on this little debate later on. So 817, grab a link. Later when I'm gonna start shooting these links out real soon, and I want you to grab a link because 817, you know what I'm saying, he gonna argue with the best of them. My man Carver Williams just became a new member of the channel. Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the support. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, 817, man. If y'all remember yesterday, I had blamed him for saying some shit on Twitter, and that wasn't even him, y'all. I thought this whole time, because dude be saying some crazy shit on Twitter, but the whole time I thought it was 817 because he got a picture up and he looked like 817. So I was like, man, this nigga be on Twitter be saying some crazy shit. That wasn't even him. Wasn't even 817. You know what I'm saying? My bad. Oh man, Carver Williams, man, I appreciate you, man. Much love, much love. Yeah, man, I didn't blame. I didn't told everybody I was finna cook 817, get on his helmet, man. That wasn't even him. I said, man, let me apologize to 817 this time. Usually, when me and 817 going at it, usually I'm right, but this time it wasn't him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm going at it. I'm finna go at it with a fake 817. The fake 817 out here. Yeah, y'all get them likes up, man. Y'all get them likes up. I swear, dude looked just like 817 in that little bubble picture he got. Hey, but yeah, y'all get them likes up. Y'all get them likes up, y'all, man. So let me see. Oh yeah, so let's move down this list. So then, of course, we got, Errol Spence and Yordenis who gets on April 16th. I'm going to skip that one because we've been cooking. We know about that one. We got Jermall Charlo on Showtime against Brian Castano, the rematch on May the 14th. I'm going to skip that one. We know we didn't cook on that. We know about that one. We also got David Benavidez versus David Lemieux. I'm going to skip that one because anybody that got half a brain know that David Benavidez is going to fuck up David Lemieux, right? Then we got Tank Davis. We got Tank Davis on May the 28th. That's the next weekend. So you got on Showtime, you got Jermall Charlo versus Brian Castano the 14th. May the 21st, you got David Benavidez, right? That's the next week. Then the next week after that, you got motherfucking Gervonta Davis versus Rolly Romero, right? So that's 3 fights that's 3 weeks in a row, y'all. Back to back to back. Right? I ain't even done yet. My kids they gonna hate me. Like for real, my kids gonna hate me. They gonna boxing again. God. Ah man, that shit crazy, right? So you got back to back to back. Then you got so you got Gervonta Davis versus Rolly on May 28th. Then a 4th week, right? The next week after Gervonta Davis, you got Stephen Fulton versus Danny Roman. And that's on June the 4th. Stephen Fulton versus Danny Roman. That's going to be a hell of a fight. And if Stephen Fulton, right, he already put y'all on alert that once he go through Daniel Roman, y'all got to put that man on the pound for pound list. Y'all got to put that man on the pound for pound list. You feel me? Once he go through Daniel Roman, you got to put him on the pound for pound list. That's a hell of a fight right there, right? And that's for the WBO and WBC Super Bantamweight Championships that Stephen Fulton holds. So he gonna defend his title. I don't know. PBC ain't got no fights coming up. I don't think that Fox, Fox, not PBC, but Fox don't have no fights coming up. I don't think PBC is gonna be fucking with Fox like that no more. They ain't got no fights. They don't have no schedule. You see all these fights is back to back to back to back to back on Showtime. And then, so that's on June 4th, Stephen Fulton versus Danny Roman, right? Then we skip a week, and then on June 18th, we got Jermall Charlo versus Sulecki. Now, I'm say that because I'm gonna go right back to that bullshit, right? I'm gonna go back to that shit, but after that, we skip a few weeks, we skip a while, you know. We got a couple cold weeks on Showtime, and then on July the 9th, you got Mark Masayo, right, versus Ray Vargas, right? Now, both of them motherfuckers, they both duck Gary Russell because Mark Masayo, he don't want to give Gary Russell no rematch. And Ray Vargas, when he was supposed to fight Gary Russell, all of a sudden he had motherfucking excuses to where he was injured and all type of other shit. So that's some shit I don't give a damn about. Both of them motherfuckers can knock each other out at the same time, and I wouldn't give a fuck. But, you know, it's an exciting fight for the fans on July the 9th. Mark Masayo versus Ray Vargas, you know, July the 9th. So Showtime, they got a jam-packed schedule. Got a jam-packed schedule on Showtime. And like I said, we're going to go back to that Jermall Charlo in a minute, y'all. So what fight is y'all most excited about out of all the fights that I named? Besides, you know, the obvious, the Errol Spence and Ugas and Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolly Romero. I know a lot of people, because people fuck with Tank like that. So yeah, what y'all think about the lineup? Come on, let me know. You know what I'm saying? The chat, get active in the chat. What y'all like about that lineup? My man said, well, yeah, that's of course. I mean, besides the obvious fights that we already know, I'm talking about the fights that we didn't know about that was named on that card. Let me see. Like I said, I really ain't giving a damn about that Mark Masayo versus Ray Vargas. I like that I like the Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Goucher. I like that fight. And I'm also excited about, like I said, besides the obvious fights, I'm also excited about the Erickson, Lubin, and Fundora, right? My man, Blue Blood Sports TV, my man in the building. He says, Jermall Charlo, Blue Blood says, Jermall Charlo career has zero direction. It's sad he's 32 years old, man. And you know, when I get to this in a minute, Blue, you know I'm finna cook on this shit, Blue. You already know. My man Arturo Shadi says, great cards. Anthony Johnson said, Maul fight is BS. Dundada said he liked the Fulton versus Roman. Yeah, man, I like that fight too. Hell of a fight. Yep, coach. That's right. Regis Prograis is fighting this weekend. It ain't talked about because he ain't the dude he fighting. Don't nobody know the dude that he fighting. Regis didn't even know the dude that he's fighting. They got to do better for Regis, coach. They got to do better for Regis Prograis. Like, for real. Regis is too great of a talent to be fighting, you know what I'm saying, motherfucking Ivan Red Catches and whoever this dude is that he fight. That shit is beyond horrible. Regis is my guy, but we just got to keep it 100, coach. Like, that shit is beyond horrible. He just fought Ivan Red Catch, and that shit, how long ago was that? Over a year ago? And now he coming back fighting this motherfucker? I would have rather seen Regis fight Blue Blood Sports TV. That shit would have went a lot harder than this dude, whoever the fuck he fighting right now. You feel me? Like, don't nobody. That's why, you know, like, I support Regis, but that is, yeah. It's some got to give with that bullshit. Some got to give, you know what I'm saying? We need better from Regis Prograis, you know what I'm saying? If he signing with these, you know, whoever he signed with, I forgot who he signed with, Pro Bellum. He gonna have to demand them to do better for him. Like, come on, man. But yeah. So like I said, I like the Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Goucher. Besides, like the big fights, I like the Tim Tszyu fight. I like Erickson Lubin and Sebastian Fundora. I like the Stephen Fulton fight versus Daniel Ramon, and then, yeah. Let me see what else. I'm trying to figure out if I want to talk about this Jermall Charlo shit first, or I want to. You know what? I'm gonna talk about Jermall Charlo. Fuck it. Let's talk about it right now. I'm gonna drop some links because these next three topics we finna go in, y'all. Hit my like button. Hit my like button. These next three topics, I'm gonna drop the link. Hit my like button. I'm gonna pin the link. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna pin the link. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Coach, I want you to jump on the panel. My man OTB, jump on the panel. I would like Blue Blood to jump on the panel, but I know Blue probably trying to do 1,000,001 things at the same time right now. So Coach, Batman, if you know what I'm saying, Batman, jump on the panel if you free. And my man 817, if you free, grab the link and jump on the panel. Because we got some cooking to do with these next subjects, and it's finna go down, y'all. It's finna go down. I got beef today. What's happening with it, Coach?
What's happening, brother?
Man, I got beef today. I got beef with some of this shit that's going on. so you know, we got to cook today, man. We got to cook on this shit today, Coach. Here you go, my man. OTB, what's happening with it?
Well, salute, bro.
What's happening?
Yeah.
What up, Coach?
Trying to there you go. That my man 817 go. What's good with it, 817?
What's good with you, King? What's up?
Man, I apologize, man. I was finna go hard yesterday. I was like, man, come on. It wasn't even you.
I walked right into the frying pan, bro.
Yeah,
I come in and cook.
I was like, man, I said, man, this nigga 817 been on Twitter for a long time tripping. Let me get on it. But it wasn't even you, man. Dude looked like you, though. He looked like you in that little bubble.
Man, he don't look like me, man.
That nigga look just like you in that bubble.
What's up, everybody, man? Salute to everybody, man.
Salute. Hey, what's up?
Oh, man. So, all right. So, man, I think Batman, he probably busy. So we gonna get straight into it, y'all. So check this out. They come announcing, we all heard, we know. Like I said, I was gonna get back to it. They come announcing Jermall Charlo versus Sulecki. I said, and I told y'all before, y'all, everybody that's been watching me, y'all heard what I said. I said that Jermall Charlo don't have no more get out of jail free cards. Now y'all know what I mean when I say that shit. That means that he don't have no more opponents like this to fight. He done fought all of them. Like, you ain't getting no more passes with that shit, right? Your last one was this motherfucking Montiel that you fought, right? That was your last one. And I was already sick of Jermall Charlo fighting cats like that on his last fight. But I said, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's Juneteenth, right? Okay. We gonna give him one more pass. Because I said to myself, I know that Jermall Charlo is going to have a big name his next fight. I said it ain't no way around it. This motherfucker been at 160 pounds since 2017. I said it ain't no way around it. And the biggest opponent that he done faced, right, is motherfucking Dervianchenko. And I told y'all to run down on Dervinchenko. He's good, but he ain't good enough to get past the top level fighters. And so we know where Dervinchenko is. He lost to all of the fighters all of his step-up fights that he been in, he lost. And like I said, if y'all didn't hear me when I said he lost to Castano too. Brian Castano that's been to fight Jermall Charlo. He fought him in a tournament, back in I think 2014 and 2013. And Brian Castano beat him. So he's good, but he just can't get over that hump. So Jermall Charlo at 160 ain't really fought no goddamn body. So now it's the year 2022, and you've been campaigning in a division since 2018. You past due. Your tags was expired a motherfucking whole year ago, dog, and you still riding around, and now you cussing out the motherfucking officer because he didn't pull you over and gave you a ticket, but you've been riding around in expired tags for a whole year. That's Jermall Charlo. So, you know what I'm saying? He got away with it for 11 months. Well, fuck it. Let me hop in the whip. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me try it again. That's what Jermall Charlo's doing. I didn't got away with it for the past 5 years. Fuck it. Let me try it. Let me continue to try it again. No. Your time is up, dog. Your time is up. Sulecki. Now, let's talk about Sulecki, his opponent. He's been beat by Daniel Jacobs, right? Got beat clearly by Daniel Jacobs. Everybody don't think too highly of Daniel Jacobs, but one thing we did want to all see at one point in time is Daniel Jacobs versus Jermall Charlo. We never got to see that. I don't ever remember seeing Daniel Jacobs versus Jermall Charlo. Never got to see that fight, right? But he fought Sulecki, the guy you finna fight. Also, another fight that we wanted to see is Demetrius Andrade versus Jermall Charlo. Everybody been wanting to see that fight for years now. Well, we never got that fight, but we did see Demetrius Andrade fight Sulecki and beat him. So this man then already fought two of your top foes that you supposed to been in the ring with, and they both beat him. Both beat him, clearly. So what are you doing going out, beating a man that these guys already beat years ago? Clearly. Another, and on top of that, a fighter that, unless you a diehard boxing fan, you don't know him. And the only reason you do know him, if you're a diehard boxing fan, is because you know him by being beat by those opponents that I just got done naming. This is some bullshit, right? and then we're going to say, oh, well, Canelo, I don't give a fuck what Canelo did or didn't do right now. This ain't about Canelo, because I already heard people saying, well, he couldn't get to fight with Canelo. What else you want him to do? I want him to move his fucking big overgrown ass up. He needs to move his big overgrown ass up in weight. You know what I'm saying? Jermall Charlo is 6'1". Like I said, he can walk around easily at 215 pounds and be in tip-top shape. Straight up. I seen the man. He's huge. He's big as fuck. Why is he staying down at 160? Why is he staying down at 160 fighting all of these mediocre opponents when you can move up and be great? That's why, right? Yeah, I don't like a lot of the shit that Canelo is doing. But when Canelo talk about these dudes ain't doing nothing, Jermall Charlo makes Canelo Alvarez look like a fucking king sitting on his throne. Because if not doing nothing was a face, Jermall Charlo face need to be it. Like, this shit is ridiculous, right? You know what I'm saying? It ain't no excuses. Now, we heard on my man, salute to KQKC Boxing Network. When he interviewed Sampson, Sampson said, look, I think Jermall Charlo will fight David Benavidez. And KQ said, well, why? He said, well, Jermall Charlo, I'm going to tell y'all like this. He said, nobody can tell Jermall Charlo what to do. He said, Jermall Charlo does what he wants to do. He said, he the type of fighter that don't nobody run his career. He said, Al Heyman is my best friend. He said, I'm best friends with Al Heyman. And he said, I know that Al Heyman don't run Jermall Charlo. He said, Al Heyman don't run Jermall Charlo. He said, Jermall Charlo, if you put a fight in front of him and he don't want to fight that fighter, Jermall Charlo going to tell you no. Or if he wants to fight somebody, he going to tell you. So with that being said, Jermall Charlo could have easily been like, you know what? Nah. You know what I'm saying? This, you know, I need to do something great. I'm out here screaming about Canelo name and one of the big fights. Okay. Now, you know what? I appreciate y'all bringing him, put him on the table, but that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and move up. Let's try to get me something else. Because first of all, why is Sulecki, why was he even the option? Now, they say, oh, well, Jaime Munguia didn't fight him. Okay, cool. That shit didn't fall through. But why is Sulecki an option after Jaime Munguia? Why is he even on the table as an option? He should have never even been an option because Jermall Charlo, he has say-so. So if Jermall Charlo looked at that paper and he said, Canelo Alvarez, Jaime Munguia, or Sulecki, he should have told him a long time ago, like, nah, you're going to have to X this dude out and, you know, if I'll move up. Because you was finna move up for Canelo anyway. You know Canelo wasn't going down to 160 and fighting you. So you were going to move up anyway. So I'm saying that to debunk anybody that come up here saying, well, he fight at 160. He was going to move up to 168 for Canelo. What is this dude doing? Just like my brother Blue Blood came in and said, this dude's career has no direction. He's looking like if he don't get a Canelo fight, he's satisfied with just fighting mediocre opposition and getting a paycheck once a year. That's cool with Jermall Charlo. I don't understand this shit. He make Canelo like, that's why I say he make us not be able to say nothing about Canelo because even though we don't like to fight a lot of the fights that Canelo fight, all of them motherfuckers is 10 times better than them shits that Jermall Charlo been doing. Straight up and down. And I'm gonna let Coach you go ahead and cook, man.
Well, I don't care about, you know, it make Canelo look fucked up, Jermall look fucked up, and everybody else who don't be wanting to smoke look fucked up. I give them all the same motherfucking treatment. You understand? Regardless, I'm gonna give them all the same treatment when they're not giving us the fights we want. Now we know Boo Boo is fucking he booked, right? He done moved up. He gonna fight for Eliminator. Jermall Charlo, that's one thing you can say about Boo Boo. That motherfucker going after what he want. You gotta give Boo Boo that fucking credit. He moving up and fighting an Eliminator so he can get a shot at the fucking title with Canelo. It ain't gonna work out for him because he ain't gonna never fight him. So we already know that. Jermall Charlo is not gonna fight Benavidez, and he been called out numerous times by David Benavidez. He don't want that smoke. He gonna get his ass whipped if he do get up in there with David Benavidez. The Munguia fight, I mean, Munguia, he's totally discredited. See, what he's hoping, like I said last night, Munguia is hoping that Jermall Charlo do exactly what you said. Move up to 168 and drop his belt. Then you'll see Jaime Munguia fight for that title. He don't want no smoke. So at this point, who at 160, because Triple G never wanted no fucking smoke, who at 160 gonna fight him? Nobody want to fight him at 160. So, I mean, what the fuck? He got to fight somebody. Got to get a fucking paycheck. He still got a fucking living to make. Who he gonna fight at 160? Now, 168, that's a different story. You got motherfuckers that'll give him all he wants. But for him being a champion, the WBC champion at 160, fuck, how come he can't get a fight? That's my point. Why motherfuckers don't want to fight him? There's a reason for that. There's a reason that 160 motherfuckers don't want to get in the ring with him. There's a reason. There's a reason Triple G don't want to fight. There's a reason Murata don't want to fight him. There's a reason Boo Boo Andre. Well, I ain't gonna say Boo Boo because Boo Boo want the smoke, but Al Heyman ain't gonna let that shit happen. So I mean, he between a rock and a hard place. Now, does he care about what we want? No, he don't care about what we want. Does he care about his fucking career? Absolutely cares about his career. Whole thing is he's the fucking champion. Same shit Devin Haney going through. He's the fucking champion at 160. The WBC green belt holding champion. And can't get a fucking fight. So is it all on Jermall? No, it's not all on Jermall. It's not all on him. And I can't fucking, and nobody want to fucking fight him. That shit don't make sense. Why he got to go through, jumping through all these fucking hoops and shit to try to get a fucking fight. And he's the champion. That's what I don't understand about all these fucking divisions. He can't fucking get a fight. I am the fucking world champion. The mandatory don't want to fight him. So what the fuck you gonna do? You got to go through the fucking list. Just think about it. Just put it in perspective. Nah, he would have moved up for Canelo. Of course he would have, because it's about the fucking bag. We already know. That's the thinking of these fighters nowadays. Not all of them, but some of the fighters nowadays. So I don't know what to do.
Well, first of all, you can't compare him to Devin Haney. Devin Haney is a 23-year-old, right, that is in the weight class, right, that he is his first weight class coming into professional. He's 23. Jermall Charlo, 10 years older than him. You know what I'm saying? Jermall Charlo has been at this weight division since 2017.
Listen, Keith, I agree with you, and I agree with what Blue just said. I agree with you. He should be putting pressure on Steven Espinosa and them. I totally agree. But I want to know whose fault is it? Is it his fault? Or is it Espinosa?
It's his fault. Well, how are you? Why are we? Right. My thing is, why are we always? And you one of them, coach. You one of them. You always talking about what Canelo doing and how pussy he is, and he ain't fighting, right? But he is moving up and down in weight. He's going to different weights. Why can't Jermall Charlo move up in weight? The motherfucker 3 times bigger than Canelo.
I'm answer this question. Is he giving you the fights that Keon want to see?
What is Jermall Charlo doing anything that anybody want to see?
And I agree with you. I'm on his fucking hat too. But I'm asking you a question.
What he is
Canelo
doing,
giving you the fight?
Yeah, he did. I want to see him fight Caleb Plant. He gave me the Caleb Plant fight.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, he was gone for undisputed, of course.
I want to see him fight that fight.
The fight right now. You rather see Bibble?
You asked me
you rather see Bibble or you rather see Benavidez?
You asked me a question, coach, and I answered it.
And I understand.
And I don't have no problem with seeing Bivol.
Sulecki don't have no fucking business in the fucking ring with Jermall Charlo. None. He has no business in the fucking ring.
This is not taking up for Canelo, but I'm saying if you one of the ones that's always talking about what Canelo ain't doing and he ain't doing this and
you heard what I said.
Well, you need to keep the same energy for Jermall Charlo because
you act like I'm not worse. I keep the energy with the way the fucking clown act outside the ring and the shit.
Blue blood. The link is posted at the top of the chat. It should be posted. So just click on the link at the top of the chat, Blue.
You act like I agree with you, Keon. He not giving us the fucking fights, and I'm on his head too. I'm agreeing with you. But the thing I want to know is, just like Sulecki, what the fuck? Who is this dude that lost fucking numerous fights? Why are you fighting this guy? It gains nothing. But you can't get the other champions in there. Now your boy done moved on. Because Andre is after what he after. He moved on. The 2 other fucking champions gonna fight, which is garbage. Now you getting a Bill fight. I already said I like that fucking fight. I think that's a great fight. But then you coming back and you fucking with this old ass dude. So they all in the same boat. I don't put none of them. I'm at his fucking head too. I'm agreeing with you. Right? I'm agreeing with you. But like I said, after the Mangia shit fell through, who else there for him to fight? Now, Blue might be able to answer that question. I don't know. But who else he gonna fight? Because they don't want to fucking fight him. Nobody want to fight Regis. Regis fighting this fucking bum because nobody want to fight him. Nobody want to get in the ring with him. What the fuck? You can't melt him and pour him in there.
You got to move up, coach. If you know that you're not getting the fight at 160, you have to move up.
Listen to this though, Keon. I am the fucking WBC 160-pound champion. I'm the WBC champion. Why do you're supposed to be after my belt.
But you've been that champion for the last 4 or 5 years.
Gary Russell Jr. went through the same shit.
And you fought Dennis Hogan. You keep fighting these fights, but I told y'all he not getting no better inside the ring. That's why he won't move up. Remember, I told you. I say, man, ain't neither one of the Charlo. And you say, man, with Mayo getting better, you can't argue that. I say, well, yeah, you're right. I did see him get work the stick, but Jermall ain't getting no better inside the ring. The head movement ain't got no better. He don't set up his shots, and he has too much power for that. He ain't made an improvement fight since since Austin Trout. That's the last time he took a fight that we said, okay, I want to see this fight. Yeah, I mean, that's somebody.
Derbianchenko fight, but Blue warned me about Derbianchenko because see, I was like, that's a 50-50 fight, and Blue was like, nah. I've been watching Derbianchenko spar, and he ain't been looking good at all in sparring. But I'm not gonna take nothing away from Jermall. But to me, that was Go ahead, Blue.
I watched Derbianchenko get chopped up. I watched Derbianchenko pretty much get chopped up by every sparring partner he got in the ring with, especially Money Powell. Money Powell was chopping him up so bad in sparring that they wouldn't let Money Powell go more than 4 rounds sparring him. They kept taking him out the ring before the fight. So I already knew what was coming. You know what I'm saying? But as far as we got to look at it from this standpoint, right? Somebody ain't telling the truth because Ronnie Shields told us that Jermall told him that he would never fight Demetrius Andrade because of the business he did with Jermall, right? But Steven Espinosa comes out and he says, we offered Demetrius Andrade to fight and he turned it down. Well, if Jermall Charlo, like Samson said, says yes and no, yay and nay, then if they knew from the beginning that he had no interest in fighting Andrade, so why would they offer Andrade a contract?
Right.
I'm confused.
Good point.
Right? So we keep saying that nobody's going to fight this dude. No. He's comfortable, like he said, with fighting once a year against whomever they put in front of him just to get this paycheck. This dude, do we realize this dude only fought 2 world champions his entire career?
Yep.
He only fought 2, and one of them, no slight because I like him, it's my guy, but one of them is Cornelius K9 Bundrage, people.
Yeah.
K9.
K9 would lose to Sergei Derbianchenko. So
He lying to lose to Brandon Adams. He lying to lose to Brandon Adams, Blue.
Right.
The Brandon Adams too.
And
Yeah.
not putting Berlanga is not
when
ready.
he fought J-Rock, the reason the J-Rock fight was big because we were saying, and people were saying he's avoiding J-Rock. J-Rock looked like the goods. He fights J-Rock, beats J-Rock. But then do we realize J-Rock wasn't a champion and didn't become a champion until 3 years later?
After that fight.
After the fight, and then he lost it his first defense.
And Philly.
Right.
So these are the level of opponents that this dude is fighting, but yet he's calling out everybody. If you're gonna go to 168 to fight Canelo, I don't understand how Ronnie and him could tell the world that, oh, we ain't fighting David Benavidez because he ain't got nothing to offer. So what does Juan Marcelo have to offer? What does Matt Karboff have to offer? What does Sulecki, who lost to Danny Jacobs and lost to Demetrius Andrade, what does he have to offer?
Well, you see what they looking at when they say what he don't have to offer is he don't have a belt. That's the whole thing. They saying it for that reason. He don't have a belt.
But that's code word for, just like we say on the flip side, just like we say with the Mexican fighters, when they use code word for, well, this guy, he run too much. Well, that's code word for you don't like that matchup. And if I'm gonna go up there and fight this dude, it got to be worth my while. You don't think you can beat him, or you think it's a 50-50 fight. And then on top of that, Andre was right there. Cool. You don't want to fight David Benavidez. You only want to do it for Canelo. You don't want to do it for Demetrius Andre. Right? The dude don't want to fight anybody. And now you look at it from this standpoint. I know Oscar De La Hoya does a lot of fuck shit. Excuse my language. Right? Pardon me, kid. I know Oscar De La Hoya does a lot of nonsense, right? But then you look at it from this standpoint. The zone is right. They built this dude career up. Now we're gonna ask him to be in the biggest fight of his career, and the zone has zero to do with it. I mean, Steven Espinosa, come on, man. That's business. That's business 101. You know you owe it to the zone to involve somebody. Come on, man.
You cut out.
Yeah, he was on Golden Boy.
Blue, you cutting out.
You get me now?
Yeah, your phone chopping up.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, Blue, right?
Yeah,
At this point, you got to provide some kind of concession.
Froze, Blue.
He back.
Frozen.
He's satisfied.
Your audio good.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, you on point.
So now look at it. Look at this, right? Steven Espinosa's business 101. You know that you got to involve the zone. You knew the zone was going to want to be involved some way, somehow. You knew this. Ain't no way I'm building you up this far, and then I let you have the biggest fight of your career. You leave. Now look at it from this standpoint. This dude fights Jermall Charlo, win, lose, or draw, right? If he win, he's gonna come back to the zone, asking for even more money from the zone. If he lose, he's gonna be asking the zone to rebuild his career back up. He ain't signed to Showtime. He signed to the zone at Oscar De La Hoya. So if I'm the zone, I don't get nothing. But so now you're gonna leave me at the altar, but then you're gonna come back to me when it don't work out? Come on, man.
Who you talking about?
You talking about Oscar and the zone?
He's
the
talking
zone
about
the
Jaime Munguia fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Steven Espinosa tells us, oh, this is the next best option. No, the next best option was you to go and you, Jermall Charlo, you're supposed to put your foot down just like you do with a fan. You'll smack a fan phone out their hand. You do all these things. You're supposed to put your foot down. No, listen, I want to fight this dude. Jaime Munguia wants to fight him. They agreed to everything. So we keep saying nobody wants to fight him. Jaime Munguia wants to fight him. It's only right that the zone steps in and say, listen, we need a piece of the pie too.
They not gonna get a percentage?
No,
they don't want Steve. The Showtime don't want to involve them 0%. Zero.
So listen, I'm asking this question because Oscar De La Hoya has a contract with the zone, and his fighter is going to fight on Showtime. The zone's still not gonna get a piece of the fucking pie.
No.
Right.
Well, that's what Oscar was saying. That's what Oscar
so
was saying.
They cutting the zone out altogether. So
And then
now let's look at this too, right? See, because once you open one can of worms, they all start to open up, right? They all loosen up. So now think about it this way. So now Demetrius Andre is in the same boat as Jaime Munguia. So what you was doing the same thing. You was trying. You see what I'm saying? So they trying to play the bully in the yard because they're the more established platform. So they don't want to give the zone no play. But the zone is the one that's feeding these dudes on a daily basis. And if you Jaime Munguia and Demetrius Andre, Eddie Hearn, and Oscar De La Hoya, you can't bite the hand that feeds you.
Right.
So and if you Jermall Charlo and Showtime, you know this. So it's like I always tell people, right? If a man is selling a Lamborghini, and I tell that man, "Hey, I'll give you 10,000 for it." I know he ain't gonna take no 10,000 for a Lamborghini, right? But I could walk away as long as it's on the yard and tell y'all, "Hey, I made him an offer. They don't want to sell it."
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? They're not being realistic. So, like he said, how is Sulecki the next best option? You went from Canelo Alvarez to Jaime Munguia to Sulecki. Are you kidding me? This dude is 32 years old. At 32, just look at everybody else's resume, including his brothers.
See, I think
look at Errol Spence. This dude he's worse. He's worse than Terrence Crawford. Because at least we know that Terrence Crawford didn't have the wiggle room. He was fighting against the system. This dude, they tell us that he can make his own decisions. So you don't have no, he's not, the padlock and key ain't the same with Top Rank and Bob Arum with Terrence Crawford like it is him. You look at it. Devin Haney is 23. This dude fought more world champions than Jermall Charlo. That's ridiculous. Do we realize that Boots Ennis has fought as many world champions as Jermall Charlo and just as many credible world champions as Jermall Charlo? They 23 and 24. This dude is almost 10 years older than them. And he's fighting Sulecki. But if this is Boots fighting Lipinets, we'll kill him. If this is Devin Haney fighting, or Gamboa, why is he fighting? Tank fought more world champions than him. That's ridiculous.
Hey, I agree.
I told
That's
you.
ridiculous.
I have a question. Who should he fight if not Sulecki? Who's available?
He let Caleb Plant beat him to Anthony Durrell. That was his step-up fight. That was his opportunity.
I'm saying
you got a
gone,
petition
right?
at another weight class anyway.
I'm just saying, right now, who's available?
Fuck.
He should have been fighting Dave. He should have fought David Benavidez already.
David Benavidez, fuck, call Jared Hurd. See what the fuck going on. It's got to be somebody better
not
than
even
Sulecki.
Hurd. At this stage, do we realize
Hurd
he went
just
from
smashed his
pay-per-view?
head.
He went from pay-per-view with Derevyanchenko to Montiel to Sulecki. He's going backwards. He's hustling backwards, like we said.
Why would he move up to fight a guy? Why would he vacate a title and move up to fight a guy with no belt?
Because he's 32. Because he's 32.
Just because his age?
David Benavidez
let
alone.
me ask you a question. It's a legacy fight, right? Like Floyd Mayweather said. And you get to a point where you outgrow the belts. Who cares?
You think Charlo's
if he's a
outgrown the
champion?
belt? Like Charlo's
he-
pay-per-view didn't do, I think his pay-per-view flopped. He hasn't been on pay-per-view since. I don't think his numbers are doing like that. It seems to me like the business move would be to continue getting title defenses, right? And maybe Andrade will be around, or maybe you get one of these like unification belts at 160. He doesn't seem to be having trouble making the weight.
But Andre was around. He didn't fight him.
No, I understand. I understand that. I'm talking, but also Andre is old too. I'm just saying there was work to be done in 160. And now, if Andre vacates, then he can get some unification action, right? Like then he becomes like the old man and the guy that you have to fight at 160.
They just let Andre keep his title at 160.
Well, then the fight is still. Then maybe Andre ain't left then, so the fight's still able to be made. Like I'm not quite sure why you're saying to move up to a division where you got to do a whole bunch of work. You're saying David Benavidez is a legacy fight where David Benavidez has done exactly caca in the sport. Like he's lost his belt twice to Cake and Coke. I don't even know what we're talking about for real. Like if you're saying that Charlo is now to the point where he has to move up to fight young guys with no belts, like then he's screwed. Right? He might as well stay where he at.
So this dude is so let's stop saying he's a good fighter. Then he's a fucking B-level fighter. Period. If you're okay with him fighting C and D level fighters, then he's a B-level fighter. He ain't a top tier fighter then. Period.
Now my point is, who is available, and are these people trying to make fights also?
I just said Demetrius Andre was available, and Mike Gill was available.
Just walk with me for a second. Just walk with me for a second.
Who's available? You said
who's available right now?
Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre was both available. They was both available.
I got you. I hear what you're saying. He was trying to get the Canelo fight, then he was trying to get the Munguia fight.
But
right?
Ho. We can't do that. We're not going to do that. If you're not going to go up to 168, hold on. You just said, what's the point in going up to 168, right? So you just said that it's clean out the division. So we only going to go up to the division to fight Canelo Alvarez?
That's what.
So he can go to 68 to fight Canelo Alvarez, right? So then Canelo Alvarez doing all the heavy lifting. Because this dude, he done fought Lara. Whether you think he won or lost, he fought Lara. He fought Floyd. He fought Triple G twice. He fought Danny Jacobs. Jermall Charlo never fought Danny Jacobs. Canelo fought Danny Jacobs.
All right, so I don't even know if we got to the point in the negotiations to see where that fight was supposed to happen. I'm just saying that he was trying to make a fight. Listen. If you want to, I'm not Blue. I didn't interrupt you not one time, bro. You know, bro. Let me just make my point. Let me make my point before you make my question. You just interrupted me. I didn't make my point, Blue.
Bro,
let me make my point, bro.
The fact that you started off by saying we didn't know what weight class.
Yeah, and I'm not done with that's mid-sentence. And you interrupted me mid-sentence, yo. Like you triggered from like 4 words I said. Hold up a second. Let me land my plane and make my point.
No. The fact that you started off by saying we don't know what weight class Canelo Alvarez is going to fight in. Ain't no way. You know damn well Canelo Alvarez ain't fighting Jermall Charlo at no catch.
Okay, great.
So why you even start off saying that?
Because I don't know. Because both of us are just assuming that it's at 168.
Stop it.
You doing it and I'm doing it. But let's just say it's an educated guess. Let's assume for the sake of this argument, it's at 168. Let's just rock with that, right? Let's just rock like we know, even though we don't know. Cool. It's at 168.
We do know. I know.
Let me finish. Let me finish my point, yo. It's Canelo. Canelo, the undisputed champion. It's Canelo, the undisputed champion at 168. Let me make my point. You already keep going on this tirade. Let me make my point, bro.
Listen, I'm telling you, I know.
Okay, awesome. So you know. Great, you know.
I'm telling you it wasn't going to be there.
No, wait, let me finish. My point ain't none of this shit. You triggered off a tangent. Canelo Alvarez is the undisputed champion at 168. David Benavidez does not have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. These are not the same fucking fighters. It's not the same fight. Of course you're gonna go up to 168 to fight Canelo for all the damn belts. Of course, how is that equivalent to you moving up in weight, vacating a title, and then fighting a guy with no fucking legacy at all? You're talking about a dude, his legacy is losing the belt twice on the fucking scales. He's not a legacy fight.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay, cool. Now let me ask you this question.
Lost the belt once on the scale.
Once on the scale.
What's the coke?
Now watch this now.
Sorry.
But you just said, now watch this. So you just said that going up there. So now you okay. So there's dudes at 168. So David Benavidez campaigned at 168, right? So you telling me you okay with Jermall Charlo jumping ahead of the motherfucking line, ahead of David Benavidez to get an opportunity to fight for the belt, but not have to work his way to the belt? Because he did what? To jump ahead of everybody else.
I'll tell you what.
Everybody at Canelo fought, regardless if you like them or not. Hold on. Regardless if you like them or not. Everybody Canelo fought was at 168 outside of Billy Joe Saunders.
That's cool. So but I remember them both in 154. I remember them both in 160. This Charlo and Canelo thing is old. This Charlo Canelo thing is old. This ain't just right now.
It don't matter. You talking about fighting for the belt?
Andre fighting Zach Parker to try to be a mandatory.
I'm saying all that's old business. But we talking about Charlo right now.
Somebody else's hood. Listen, what you did in somebody else's hood don't give you credit to do it in my hood. You got to earn it in my hood, bro. It's just like Dimitri. It's just like Andre Ward said. When I come to your neighborhood, I'm gonna knock on your door. So what he did and what they had, the beef that they had in the past, ain't got nothing to do with the hood that they in now.
Okay.
I'm not the one that said anyway.
I'm the one that said that it makes sense for him to move up to fight Canelo at 168, where it does not make sense for him to go up to David Benavidez. I don't see the point that you're trying to make. But
I'm asking you. How is it okay?
You know, I'm gonna let Batman go.
Let me ask you a question. So Gary Russell, right? So Gary Russell fight at 126, right? He's the longest reigning champion, right? He jumps up to 135. It's okay for Gary Russell Jr. to get the fight with George Kambosos ahead of Devin Haney.
I mean, if they was trying to fight because he's a champion.
Yeah, I don't know why you keep bringing up these.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what's right is right. I'm making my name in this division already. You new to the block. Do something first.
Put some work in.
Okay, all right. I mean, if you feel that way, you feel that way.
You
I'm saying that
George,
like, listen,
it's only right.
You can't run your mouth. You can't run your mouth and
You
say
can't
you
even
gonna
run
whoop
your
that
own
Benavidez.
damn side of the
They've
street.
been at the same weight classes for a ton of their careers. Just because they're not in the same weight class right at this moment, now you're gonna act like there's no history here. That's cool.
But
We can do that.
he put David Benavidez in his mouth.
My point
He put David Benavidez in his mouth in the first place.
Can I just finish?
Everything you saying about
y'all gotta talk one at a time because can't nobody hear what y'all saying.
Exactly. All I'm saying to you is it makes sense to you if you're talking about legacy that you would be getting title defenses under your belt and trying to get unification fights. Now, if he ain't doing that, I can understand. He hasn't done it so far, but it doesn't mean that you can't. Like the Sulecki fight, it's a trash fight. But the Canelo fight wasn't the trash fight. That's moving up, trying to get undisputed 168. That's not a trash fight. Just moving up.
He worried about his belt. He ain't even got to put his belt up.
Hold on, real quick. Let me say this, Smoke. Let me ask you something. Then, okay, what is a bigger fight, Sulecki, right, where he's defending his WBC title that you keep talking about, or him against Caleb Plant, or him against David Benavidez? What's the biggest fight?
Okay, so of course it's going to be either one of those guys, but neither one of those fights are available, are they?
He's gonna make more money.
But neither one of those fights are available, right? Okay, are either one of those fighters available?
Oh man, see, this what I'm talking about. They was available.
They was available.
Okay, right.
They was there.
Okay, great. Right, I got it. And everybody was trying to make a deal, right? So everybody who was available made deals, right? And Charlo, while everybody was available, was sending out offers to people, right? And the fight
was waiting on fucking Canelo.
No, he wasn't.
He was waiting.
No, he wasn't. You just admitted that he was waiting for Canelo.
Okay, great. So that's an offer. They sent an offer out to Canelo. That's one guy. They also sent one to Munguia. That's another guy. That's two that we know about.
For one guy, if you're waiting for one guy.
No, that's two that we know about. So because we only know about two, that means that's 100% of the offers. Like, come on, man. Like, okay, just because you feel like it's $10,000 for a Lamborghini doesn't mean that he only offered him $10,000 for a Lamborghini. He might have offered him fair market price for that Lamborghini. We don't know.
He offered who?
Either Canelo and Munguia. I mean, I understand why Munguia fight that. Like that's not, like I hear you. That's not.
Hold on.
I understand that.
You said hold on. In your words, you saying that. So you saying that?
I can say what I'm saying better than you can, but you won't let me say what I'm saying.
Bro, I'm asking you a question. You said that they offered Andre the contract. That's what you're saying?
Did I say they offered him Andre? Did I mention Andre at all?
You mentioned my reference to
did
the
I mention
Lamborghini,
Andre?
right?
No, I didn't. So you're not listening to me. Because what I said was what we know of. We know he offered Canelo and Munguia. We offered those fights. That's two that we know of.
Okay, now can I answer that? Now we know damn well he ain't offer Canelo shit. He can't offer Canelo nothing.
Okay, great. So we don't know that. We don't know
right.
whole like.
How you gonna offer Canelo anything when Canelo call a shot?
So, all right. So
hey, bro,
let's be realistic. Okay, so when I'm saying, were they trying to make a Canelo Charlo fight? Yes or no?
What you just said. Let me answer what you just said.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. Like, stop playing, dude.
Listen, brother. Listen to what you're saying.
Now, listen to what you're saying. Like, stop. Use your word. Don't put my words in your. Like, just say your point. Stop trying to tell me what I'm saying because you're fucking it up. You done? Yeah.
Okay, you done?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. You just said that he offered Canelo Alvarez a deal. We know that ain't true, right?
Okay.
This is what you gonna do. Okay, go ahead. You gonna finish?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, do you need me to Do you really need for me to go into the point of PBC has offered Canelo versus Charlo? PBC offered Canelo the Charlo fight and somebody else. Is that like accurate enough for you? Like I didn't know I was on a witness stand. You understand what I'm saying, bro? They tried to tried to put Charlo in the fight with Canelo. They tried to put Charlo in the fight with Munguia.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now you said they tried to put Charlo in the fight with Munguia. But didn't Sampson tell us that nobody makes Jermall Charlo fight anybody? He makes his decisions. And didn't Ronnie Shields tell us that Jermall Charlo picks and chooses who he wants to fight? And didn't Ronnie Shields tell us that he has no interest in fighting and he will never fight and put money in Demetrius Andre's pocket? Yes or no?
Yes.
Did Ronnie Shields say this?
Yeah, Ronnie Shields is his trainer.
So I understood that they weren't going to the zone, but I didn't understand that he was saying he's never going to fight Andre, period. He said he wasn't going to.
This is why I tell people, right? How you defending? You can't defend you can't defend him in this situation if you don't know all of the truth. You got to do your research.
I'm not trying to defend anybody, bro. The only thing I was talking about,
listen,
the only thing I said, like we're going on this weirdo rabbit hole. The only point I was ever trying to make was it don't make fucking sense for him right now to vacate his 160 title to go fight David Benavidez at 168 just because he's 32 years old.
Well, David,
he just asked you 3 questions, bro. These were yes or no questions, bro.
And now we're talking about defending Jermall Charlo.
So the subject matter, and if you didn't know the subject matter, all you had to do was say you didn't know the subject matter. I've been answering his questions.
I've been answering his questions, and he's now.
You didn't answer the question. You dealing in emotion, not facts.
No, I'm dealing in facts. I'm dealing in facts. The only emotion I have is from being cut off.
So if Blue asked you them 3 questions again, you can answer them.
I've been answering his questions. I don't know what you're talking about, Dallas Cowboys fan.
Okay, listen. You just said that he offered these people a contract, right? He didn't offer anybody nothing. Showtime. Let me explain something to you. Okay, let me listen. Just listen.
Bro, so you're about to explain something I already know. Bro, like this whole thing about him offering him.
You just said entire point. You just told me.
Go ahead.
You just told me. See, this is how I tell y'all. This is emotion, brother. You're not dealing in facts. You're dealing in emotion.
Okay,
so
whatever.
You just told me.
Actually, you're making it semantic.
Listen, bro. Fuck.
Hey, you know what? It's emotion, brother. You're over talking me every time I say something because you have no facts to stand on. You just dealing in emotion.
Because you interrupted me constantly, and I couldn't even make my point. That's why.
So listen, right? Showtime is offering Canelo Alvarez because they want Canelo Alvarez, right? So that's the magnet. That's what they want. They want Canelo Alvarez. They don't care they don't really truly care if he fights Jermall Charlo or if he'd have said, I'm fighting David Benavidez and I'm fighting somebody else, Showtime would have said, we're giving you a deal. You think that Showtime was going to say, if you don't take Jermall Charlo, we ain't offering you no deal? No. It had nothing to do with that. Okay? It simply had something to do with, this is what we can offer you. It had nothing to do with Jermall Charlo. So you saying Jermall Charlo is offering Canelo Alvarez a deal. He's not offering Canelo Alvarez anything. Showtime wants Canelo Alvarez services on their platform. Period. That's number one. Number two, if you didn't understand, you said there was people available. There was nobody available. This, and this, right? The Demetrius Andrade was available. Ronnie Shields, his trainer, told us in the world on my platform, mine's, that Jermall Charlo told him and Showtime and whoever else involved that he never wants to fight Demetrius Andrade ever because of what the business he did with Jermall Charlo. So that takes Demetrius Andrade off the table. Triple G has no interest in fighting him, and we know this, right? Showtime has no interest in doing business with the Zone. Triple G has a exclusive deal with the Zone. So how is he fighting Triple G? He can't. Right? Okay. So Triple G is off the table. So that only leaves you Murata to fight. And you already knew this while you stand in the division because you eliminated your opponents on your own. And so you called out David Benavidez. David Benavidez didn't call out Jermall Charlo. He never mentioned Jermall Charlo's name until Jermall Charlo mentioned his name and said that he would knock him out. Then David Benavidez got aggressive and said, let's make it happen. Since you said you're going to knock me out, let's make it happen. It wasn't like David Benavidez.
The exact words was, I'll break his fucking neck. And David said, well, prove that you'll break my neck. That's what
exactly.
And then David just started talking about it's on site. Like it's outside the ring.
Right.
You know, it's personal now.
Right. So he's the one that talked up these fights. So you're trying to tell me there's nobody available, but he's eliminating a possible best opponents around him. If you're not fighting Andre, who's the champion, then who are you unifying with? Does Showtime don't want to do business and give the Zone nothing? So you take him off. Triple G is off the table because he has exclusive rights with the Zone. So how is he going to fight Triple G? He can't. Jaime Munguia is off the table, right? Because Showtime don't want to deal with the Zone. So he's off the table. So you're just going to campaign at 160 and fight the whomevers you can find out their backyard, and you're okay with that as long as it's title defense. But there's big fights that's a one-weight class above him. And if you ever saw Jermall Charlo in person, He's just as big as everybody else. He's much bigger than Canelo Alvarez.
I've been saying about. I always try to tell people
he is huge.
Being around Jermall Charlo, the dude is huge.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Right, so
but he's not getting no better. He's not getting no better, man. My question for the panel: give me one credible place in boxing that he didn't get better. Not footwork, not setting up his shots, not man. He just ain't got no better.
And he can't get no better because he ain't fighting no good competition.
Hold on, I want to know this. I want you to know this too.
You cutting out, Blue. You chopping up.
Blue, wherever you at.
Cool. So that's great. So just the first part, right?
Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You good? Go ahead.
More points. All right.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like 15 points to respond to.
So he turned in the Danny Jacobs fight. Demetrius Andrade's fight is he's turning down clearly, right? Triple G he can't fight. That only leaves Murata in the division. So why are you staying there?
Right. So
no
again,
sense.
so let's take this.
So let me ask you this, Blue. I got a question for you. Hold up. Let me ask you a question.
So is Jermall Charlo in his last fight, or do you think Jermall Charlo has at least like 5 more years of fights, like maybe 10 more fights in him? At least 10 more fights.
I don't know. He didn't look good in that fight.
Okay, so you think he's on the brink of retirement?
Hey, he looked good to you against Juan Montiel?
Horrible.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think he has at least 10 more fights?
Did he look good against Matt Karboff? Did he look good against Montiel? Did he knock out Brandon Adams?
He looked all right against Karboff, who's a late replacement, and he didn't look that great against Montiel. But he didn't look like he was on his way out the door. So this is like a different question. I understand. How come I'm answering all your questions, but you can't answer it? Like it's one simple one of mine. Do you think he has at least 10 fights in him?
Yeah, because look who he's fighting.
Okay, great. So good, cool. So he got at least 10 fights in him, right? So let's say in his next 4 fights, does he need to move up? Or can he sit there?
No, he needs to move up right now.
To move up 4 fights.
So let me ask you this: do you think the Triple G got 2 more years in him?
I don't care about Triple G. We ain't talking about Triple G.
We're talking about the 160 division. The current champs at 160 right now, because we're talking about moving up versus stay there. Right?
Triple G should have moved up 10 years ago.
I understand, but do you think he's going to be there in 2 years? Is my question.
No.
Triple G is moving up.
No, he's not going to be there in 2 years. Right. So
hold on,
he's not going to be there 2 years.
Triple G is moving up his next fight.
Awesome. So now we're talking. So there's a belt feed up right there.
Oh, okay. So you okay with him collecting belts against bottom feeders?
We did all about
boxing. You okay with that?
Hold up a second. What we're now talking about is what is going on with the 160-pound division. Is it Charlo's fault that the 160-pound division is thin? Is it Canelo's fault that 168-pound division was thin? No, they're fighting in the division that they're fighting in the era that they're fighting in. Is to me? Is it a wrong? Should you not become undisputed in 160 because the competition was thin?
Okay, so you a fan.
Julius Ndongo wasn't no great shake. Beterbiev wasn't no great shake. You go up there and you get all the belts. That's part of what.
Okay, so now it's about the belts. Did you watch Floyd Mayweather?
Can I say
Did you watch Floyd Mayweather?
Hey, them hollow accolades.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What belt did Floyd Mayweather fight Miguel?
I also watched Bernard Hopkins.
Oh, let me ask you a question.
I also watched Bernard Hopkins. Another 160-pound guy who sat there 10 years and didn't fight damn near nobody until the end.
No, you're lying. Bernard Hopkins fought Roy Jones. He had already fought Roy Jones.
Thank you.
Right?
So,
Hold on. You making mention of people and you don't know your history.
No. I said he's there for 10 years.
Brother, you making mention of people.
He didn't fight nobody. I said that he never fought anybody in his entire career.
Hey, Bernard Hopkins had fought Roy Jones, right? Bernard Hopkins already fought credible opponents. Don't try to compare what Bernard Hopkins did.
I didn't say that he didn't fight Roy Jones. I said that he sat there for 10 years and didn't fight anybody.
You just said you watched Bernard Hopkins, brother.
I did watch. Okay, so you trying to tell me that Bernard Hopkins didn't have a decade to fight nobody?
The difference is
Bernard Hopkins didn't have a decade to fight nobody.
The people in his division.
Are you trying to tell me that Bernard Hopkins didn't have a decade fighting nobody?
The people in Bernard Hopkins' division that was good fighters.
Right.
He fought them.
He fought everybody. Like interrupting my shit and making arguments I'm not making. Like, cool, got it.
Can I say one thing?
You know, emotion is a
parsing my
female
words
trait.
and going off on tangents that I'm not talking about.
brother, you just mentioned Bernard Hopkins, right? And
correct. And can you tell me that Bernard Hopkins fought 10 years of nobody, of unhealthy fighters?
All right. Smoke.
I just want to say one thing.
We need to move along.
Get on to the
can I say one thing before we move along?
Yeah, go ahead, Blue.
One thing. Smoke. Why are you trying to hold the man hand that's been calling these guys out, that's been wanting to smoke with these guys, but it's fans like you that don't want this guy to be great? He called out Benavidez. He went to the.
I don't think Benavidez is great, Batman. I don't care about call outs. I don't care about this stuff. I don't think Benavidez is great.
Let him finish, Smoke. Let him finish.
He went to the Plant Plant Canelo fight and told Plant that you gonna be next. I'm moving up to see you. No, stop trying to hold this guy hand.
Before the fight,
I don't think these guys are that good. I don't think Caleb Plant is that good. I don't think Benavidez is that good. I don't think this is a great thing. Like if he moved up and fought those two guys and lost them both, if he knocked them out both, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, now Charlo's great.
No, they former champions, and Benavidez is the former champion that's undefeated. So that's a great.
So now the belts mean something. But like I said, he can become undisputed.
Sulecki with a belt, Sulecki with a belt don't amount to shit when it comes to fighting Benavidez or Plant, fam. And for you to argue that shit is whack.
The belts don't mean nothing. It's who you beat.
Next subject, let's get on the Terrell Goucher and Tim Suzuki.
Look, man. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that's a real boxing fan, this is my opinion. Anybody that's a real boxing fan, if you call yourself a real boxing fan and you okay with what Jermall Charlo is doing, you need to look in the mirror and rethink what you call yourself. Because what Jermall Charlo is doing ain't nothing great about it. Okay, yeah, you want him to stay at the motherfucking 160-pound weight division for the next 5 years and collect belts. Who gives a damn? Don't nobody care about that shit.
I'm saying
if you're not, hold on. Belts don't mean everything. I just asked you, Smoke, before. I said, is Caleb Plant, is that a better fight? You said, yeah. Is Benavidez, is that a better fight? You said, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we care about the fights. A belt don't always have to be on the line because he can make a lot more money moving up, fighting other valuable opponents. Sulecki ain't it. Montiel ain't it. I love Brandon Adams, but Brandon Adams wasn't it. He wasn't even a 160-pound fighter. He had
Dennis Hogan either.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Has not been doing nothing. He ran out of all of his get out of jail free cards. They up.
And he still step with his jab. Still ain't got no head movement.
Right.
Still don't set his shots up.
All right. So
I feel like not getting better. So
I think you're making different. We're making different points. First one, brother. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. I know we've been on a panel before at the Nike about his improvement. Whether or not he's improved in the ring. I agree with you. I don't think he's improved at all in the ring. I think he's regressed. I think we saw it in the Montiel fight that he's not sharp. He's not focused. There's something going on with this dude, right? I agree with you when it comes to it. And now to Keon, I also agree with you as a fight fan, right? Like these are better fighters. As a boxing fan, I understand something else though, right? And that's what I'm saying to you, that there's something else going on as a fan of boxing. But you also have to look at sanctioned bouts. You have to look at the way people move and the way you get into the history books. It's not always your level of competition. That stuff ingratiates you to the fan base, and furthermore, it gets you to the bigger bag. I don't know whose mic that is, but it also gets you to the bigger bag. But however, right there's also, I see dudes babysitting belts. I see guys like, I see all kinds of things. If that's what Charlo's legacy is gonna be, that's what it's gonna be. I'm not trying to hold his hand through it. I'm not even a Charlo fan. I'm just recognizing that what I'm seeing, and I just from a straight up point of view, I don't think Caleb Plant is even fucking, like I was talking about available. I was saying to Blue, who's available now, right? Not like who was available while he was trying to get the other fights made and all this stuff. Just talking about who's available now. And Sulecki, to me, it sucks, right? But I don't know who else he's supposed to fight next, right? So. I can complain about all the guys, all the opportunities missed 6 months ago and all that stuff. That's cool. I'm just saying this guy for Charlo,
Crawford
the
signing
dude
in
needs to
2018.
he needs to sharpen up and he needs to get better. Like he needs more ring time. He might be in gym shape, but he's not in fighting shape. If he took Canelo next, Canelo would have knocked his head off because the dude's not even sharp, regardless of the way that he's progressed. He's not even sharp right now at what he does.
Can I tell y'all what he is? He's a fighter that fights to the level of his competition. If his top competition is good, he's gonna step to the bell. If his competition low, he's not training hard for it. That's what type of fighter he is, man. You can see it in the Derbynchenko fight. He was on point. And then when this next fight came, he looked like trash.
It's something to that because, like I said, we give him so much credit for fighting
10 years
people.
of this shit.
And I say this all the time. I say we give him so much credit for fighting two people. We give him all the credit in the world for fighting J-Rock. Well, J-Rock hadn't done nothing, right? But he made a name for himself by calling out Jermall Charlo, telling everybody that Jermall Charlo was ducking him, right? He got in there with J-Rock. He stopped J-Rock. But we went on to see what J-Rock became. Now, he's a very good boxer, but we went on to see this dude ain't got no chin. You know what I'm saying? He has big flaws, defensive flaws in his game. We went to see. So is that a great victory to me? No, right? Then Derbynchenko. We like, oh, man, look what he did to Derbynchenko, man. Well, like I said, I've told people many a times what blew. Me and him had a personal conversation, and he just told y'all what was happening to Derbynchenko in sparring because I was trying to tell Blue, like, nah, man, Derbynchenko might beat Charlo. I said, I got Charlo, but I'm kind of on the edge. I don't know. And Blue was like, no, nah, it ain't even going to be close because of what I've been seeing. So you got to take that in accountability. Other than that, he fought Korbarov. He didn't look great in that fight. He fought Montiel, didn't look great in that fight, right? He fought, and I know you saying that, okay, well, he fights to the level of his competition. Well, what competition has he fought that where he looked great like that? That was at that level.
So listen what I'm saying, though. The level of his competition means if everybody's saying this guy's good, he's going to step up to the plate and try to be better.
But we haven't seen him in there with that opponent.
Thank you. You won't even get in the batter's box.
No, we haven't seen him in there to say that.
Derbynchenko was considered a better fighter. He really, come on, man. He beat Triple G.
Yeah, he was coming off that Triple G fight. Yeah.
He really beat Daniel Jacobs. Come on, man.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't beat Daniel Jacobs.
I didn't see.
He did not beat Daniel Jacobs.
No, he didn't.
He lost to Brian. He lost to Brian Castano earlier on, and he just lost to what? Adonis, right? So with that being said, right, I'm gonna say this, man, and then we got to move on to the next subject. I'm gonna just say this real quick, man. Jermall Charlo, he talked himself in the position. A lot of people was putting Jermall Charlo right up there with a Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people were saying, Jermall, am I lying? A lot of people were saying, well, Jermall Charlo, shit, Canelo ducking him. We think that he could beat Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people were saying that. So when we talk about, well, he needs to search or he needs to go after the bigger names and the bigger fights, he needs to move up, right? The reason we have those expectations, because if you're going to put him in the conversation with Canelo Alvarez and you see what Canelo's doing, well, we need to have the same type of expectations for Jermall Charlo, and it's way past due time. That's just it. We shouldn't be trying to defend this shit. That's it. That's all. You feel me? You can't defend this. If you're putting him in the conversation with Canelo and saying, oh, man, that's a 50-50 fight, or Jermall Charlo got a real good chance, well, then you have to have higher expectations for him than stay around the division, right? Fight guys like Sulecki and Montiel or whatever. No, you have to try to be great if you're going to put yourself in that conversation with other fighters that are looked at as being great. I expect more from Jermall Charlo than the bullshit that he's been giving us for the last 5 or 6 years. Straight up and down. That's let me get to these super chats, and now I want to get on this Devin Haney subject real quick. My man Zenith 360 My man Mox G, he dropped a super chat. He said Jermall Charlo needs to retire. I don't think he need to retire, but he got to do something fast, like yesterday. Zenith 360, my guy, always coming through showing love. He says Golden Boy has no long-term contract with DAZN. He says Golden Boy Network free agents. He said they're network free agents. He says they're on a fight-by-fight basis, and Golden Boy is not paying for the fight. It's not big enough to split networks. Oscar sabotaged it.
Well, Oscar had Jermall Charlo first, remember? So, yeah, I mean, you're not going to – you got to feel where Oscar coming from. You're not going to come.
Yeah, but my thing was if just what Blue was
let me read this real quick.
Save you.
Let me read this real quick. Keon. He says Oscar sabotaged the fight to try to get a network offer from DAZN. They were in talks with Triller. DAZN not Golden Boy are paying for the purses. And the rematch would have been on DAZN if Charlo lost.
Okay.
And let me see. Hold on. I think I got them all.
Yeah, but what
go
y'all
ahead,
was
say what
saying,
you're gonna say, and then we're gonna switch it. Oh, yeah, let me get one more. I think I got. Hold on. And then my man Zenith back in that super chat. He says Andrade was offered a Showtime offer late in 2019 per Espinoza, and Andrade admitted he turned it down. I never heard him say no shit like that. It's on audio of him demanding it. I can find the audio and put it in the chat if needed. I never heard Andrade saying that he turned offer down to fight Jermall Charlo.
My whole thing is y'all was
that's new to me.
Y'all was talking about Triple G. He couldn't get a Triple G fight because of the DAZN contract. Well, Andrade is under the same terms. So, I mean, y'all saying this about Andrade because he could have fought Andrade. Well, fuck, he could have fought Triple G too. If that was the case, I mean that don't make no sense.
No, Cole. What I was saying was that if Showtime don't want to do a deal with DAZN, if they don't want to do a deal with, they don't want to work with DAZN for their fighters, then those fights, then they can't work with Triple G either because he has exclusive rights. His rights to DAZN is even more steep than everybody else's because he got Triple G has his own company attached to DAZN. Like his rights is like similar to his rights is similar to like Matchroom and Golden Boy. He has his own Triple G promotions connected to DAZN.
Oh, okay.
So then that means he can't fight at all. Showtime ain't willing to play ball. Because Showtime looks at it like this, right? It's different with Showtime having to work with HBO. They don't respect DAZN. They don't respect DAZN. So why would they do business?
Said that they was gonna do. They said they was gonna come in and buy up everybody and fuck off the game, and Showtime and all them cats laughing at them. So of course, no, they're not. They're not trying to do business with them.
Yeah, but I mean that's with everybody though. You know what I'm saying? ESPN feel the same kind of way. They ain't gonna do this. So we gotta look at it all the way around the board. It's like Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. Why ESPN? ESPN is a bigger platform than Showtime. So why we want to work with y'all to do a Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence fight? You understand what I'm saying? So it's like we already know that these platforms and these promoters. That's the problem to me in boxing.
Yeah,
is that, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the problem in boxing is that the promoters and the networks are in competition more than the fighters are.
Yep.
That's the problem.
That's real.
Yep. And I kept telling everybody Fox couldn't turn a real profit when it came to the boxing. Fox couldn't turn a real profit when it came to the boxing, in my opinion, because boxing is an authentic sport and it's got to be provided in an authentic manner. And Fox 2PC, they got a bunch of other shit going on, so where they couldn't put the fights on the platform of where boxing would really excel and turn the back a profit, in my opinion. And I think that's why they got out.
I think, there's also, you just got to recognize that promoters are the go-between what the fighters go between to the networks and the sanctioning bodies. So it's not just it's not just the networks that's doing it; it's the sanctioning bodies doing it also. So even if you want to fight a guy, he could be in a different sanctioning body. He could be there could be politics going on within the sanctioning body, like what's going on with the sport. And that's what I'm saying. Like I don't spend a whole lot of time on what's wrong with the sport. I just recognize what's happening and I move accordingly. Like so, sure, I'd like Charlo to do a whole bunch of stuff, but I also understand what it's like to develop a fighter. That dude's not sharp. He needs rounds. Like, sure, fighting David Benavidez and all that stuff. At this point in his, what I just saw from after that Montiel fight, that dude needs to be in the ring in fights. Period. He needs to,
check this out,
developing his fucking skill and be fighting sharp before he goes and starts moving up in weight.
If that's the case, Smoke, then don't let your mouth overload your ass. And hear me out, okay? He was at 160 pounds, and we all know the politics at 160 pounds. We've been discussing them back and forth. So if that's the motherfucking case, don't put David Benavidez in your motherfucking mouth. If there was nothing for you to ever gain by moving up and fighting him, and he don't have a belt, and you knew all this shit, when you open your mouth, you open that can of worms. And the truth of the matter is, the reason why that can of worms is open, because there ain't shit else for him to do at 160 that nobody will fucking respect.
And he knew that shit at 154. Let's remember, he was at 154 first.
And also, what I'm saying is that 154 and 154 and at 160, the man did what he needed to do to become his mandatory, just like Andre did, right? Yeah, when we talk about sentiment, I understand that, fam. But we talking about the landscape as it was at that point. When he put Benavidez's name in his mouth, the reason was because the landscape at that point was gridlocked. We all know the history with the Andre shit, right? And that was part of the reason, plus other politics, as far as the zone and Showtime. We've discussed that, right? We all know that Munguia was too green at the time, and Golden Boy wasn't trying to fuck up their investment, right? So we all know Murata was high now. We all know what the landscape was. That's why his name came up in the first place. And that's what we saying. See, all that wolfing and shit that he doing about what he'll do and who he could be and things of that nature. Bro, at some point, the rubber gonna meet the road and you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do something. And that's all motherfucker saying. At this point, Jermall, you the one who put this motherfucking name in your mouth. And you can't tell me fighting Sulecki with a belt at 160 and keeping your motherfucking belt amounts to anything bigger than a fight with him and Benavidez without a belt. It's not about the belts. It's about who you fought and when you fought them. That's what it's really the fuck about. You talk about them hollow ass accolades, and I'm telling you, a motherfucker like Joe Calzaghe, when all the big dogs get together, that bitch ass nigga sitting at the end of the table. I'm telling you.
You can stay sitting at the end of the table, but that table, the Hall of Fame table, that table is like undefeated champion Hall of Fame.
Let's move on. Hey, we gotta move. We gotta move on to this next subject. All right, we gotta move on. So, we now know, right? And so y'all hit the like button if y'all ain't hit the like button. Get the likes up. Hit the like button if you have not hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Listen to us cook, but hit the like button in the meanwhile. It don't take you no time. It don't cost you nothing. And my man Zenith 360 says Golden Boy has no exclusive with the zone. The contract expired in 2021. Yeah, so man, and I appreciate that info, Zenith 360, man. Now,
yeah, but what you got to understand is that what you got to understand when you say that is that that's the way the zone operates with most of their situations. They don't have exclusive rights to Anthony Joshua either. Anthony Joshua is on a fight-by-fight basis as well. That's how the zone operates, though.
Yeah, it's talking about Golden Boy, not a specific fighter. Matchroom definitely has a deal with the zone, right?
Yeah, let me say
no. They all have deals with the zone, but it's still fight. Their fighters are still fight-by-fight basis. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so the zone gets the first. They get the first crack at if they want. This is how it works. The zone gets the first crack at if they want to pick up the fight or not.
Right.
That's how it works.
So
right.
So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. I got to get this in. So this subject that we need to cover right now is Devin Haney with the situation with now Lomachenko. We know that he's stuck over there, right? He's stuck over there. And Bob Arum even told him that, hey, Kambosos, you need to move on now. We can't fight you. Now, I told y'all a long time ago what the play was. Bob Arum came out, he said, we already had a contract. Basically, we was already agreed, signed, sealed. It was Lomachenko and Kambosos, right? Now, they was trying to play in the media like, oh, well, we still, it might be Devin Haney is Lomachenko. I had been saying that dude is not finna fight Devin Haney. That's what I have been telling everybody. He ain't finna fight Devin Haney. Now, the question is now, Devin Haney is back in the running, right? Me personally, I'm gonna give it to you raw. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like they still are gonna fight Devin Haney. He don't want to fight Devin Haney. His you know what I'm saying? His manager, Lou DiBella, he don't want to do business with Eddie Hearn. He don't want him to fight Devin Haney, right? As soon as Devin Haney was brought up, Lou DiBella was the first one that was shitting on Devin Haney in trying to go a different direction. Lou DiBella was. So he showed y'all right off the rip, I don't have no interest in my fighter fighting Devin Haney. And then we know how George Kambosos is moving. He made a million excuses, right? Since he said he was going to fight Devin Haney, he's backtracked and made a million excuses. So we have the fighter not wanting to fight Devin Haney, right? We have the manager not wanting his fighter to fight Devin Haney. And also we have the WBC, right? We have Mauricio Suleiman. He's not going to do nothing about it. We seen how Mauricio Suleiman is moving. He tried to shit on Devin Haney and try to pretend like, oh, well, Devin Haney is the WBC champion. We all know that. And then he comes back and say, well, first he says, well, no, you need to fight Devin Haney to be undisputed. Now, when the fight's getting like, okay, when everybody want to see the fight made, then you come back and you say, oh, well, George Kambosos is undisputed without fighting Devin Haney. So you see how he rolling. Now, my question to everybody is, should Devin Haney stay and continue to, you know what I'm saying, prolong what he could have going on next and continue to, go after the George Kambosos fight, or should he move on? Should he move on? My opinion, like I said, y'all might disagree, but my opinion is, hey, man, maybe like try it for one more week. If y'all can't get nothing done, move the fuck on, because this dude is on some bullshit. He's trying to stall you out, and you gonna fuck around and, you know what I'm saying, miss out on something else waiting on him. That's my opinion. If you can't get a deal done within the next week, they ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. They not trying to get nothing done. That's how I feel about the shit. But, I'm going to go to Coach. I know, Coach, go ahead.
Devin putting pressure on him on the internet. We know that. He putting all that pressure on him by showing him the contract. He agreed to everything. He trying to make the fight, so you can't blame him. George Kambosos is looking like a big fucking quack right now. So if, like you said, at some point he gonna have to move on, because this dude don't want to sign a contract. They gave him everything he wanted, So I think he's scared. He's scared of Devin Haney. That's what I believe. I think he's scared to lose, and at some point, just like you said, Devin gonna have to move on and do what he got to do. Either he gonna move up or fight somebody else. It's mandatory. I don't know what he should do, because you can't melt people and pour them in the ring with you. You can only do what you can do. So, that's it. I mean, you're right about that, Keith.
Yeah. My man OTB, what's your take on that?
It's time to go. It's time to go. Time to get up out of there. You ain't getting what you want, man. They done showed you that already. Salute to him and Bill Haney, man. Salute to the father that tried to make it happen for y'all. Did everything y'all could do. Shit, I don't see it happening. It's time to get up to 140. And let's pitch Josh Taylor, Devin Haney. That's a much bigger fight. Tell him you will go over to the UK. Shit. And if you can become undisputed by fighting, damn, I'm sorry about that.
Well, Josh Taylor said he's not fighting at 140 no more at all.
Exactly. So if that's the case, then well, you know we got some straps that's about to become about to be available at 140. Let's go start petitioning and let's petition.
WBC, he got all of them, so all of them gonna be available.
Yeah, let's go ahead and debut up there and get that out the way so you can get in them rankings. But we all know he don't want to see Gary Antoine Russell, so he gonna stay down there. I don't see Devin moving up there.
He don't
he wouldn't necessarily have to fight Gary Antoine Russell. He
can petition and he can petition and have.
We know where that division gonna end up, but that's still a legacy fight. You get a trilogy of that fight. Shit, I pay for all 3 of them fights. But shit, you got to get up there. Ain't nothing for you down there no more. Everybody saying they not about to fight you. Shit.
Jawan, you got a point.
It's just saying to me, they just keep stalling them out. And I know that they kind of waiting around like, man, we could get this fight. But they not showing that they gonna give you the fight. They don't. You can't like Coach said. You can't make him get in the ring. Like it don't matter how bad we want to see him go beat the shit out of Kambosos.
I got a question though. I got a question for the panel. Is Devin Haney's talent worth the boogeyman persona that they about to give him? Because this about to be 3 straight fighters that all ducked him.
At 135, yes.
Yeah. Those guys, they either young or old or unpro. Devin Haney's a problem. What sucks is that 140 is kind of an obscure division, but unlike 168, it's not thin. It got killers up in there. Like you could go get put to sleep by somebody that people never heard of. Who's that boy? That Matias beat, the Jabalov. I can't remember. I can't pronounce dude's name. Now I get him mixed up with Jabalov. Jukambayev. Jukambayev. That dude is a problem. He'd knock your fucking head off. Like he already killed the dude in the ring. If you saw that fight, they was banging it out. Like there's funk at 140. Devin Haney has some real. He has a real problem right now. He can't make the money that he should at 135, which is like one of the good. It's not as glamorous as the 147, but it's still one of the original 8. It still got some shine to it, and it would be cool. I mean, if he could get the fights, but he ain't getting them. Moving up, he just got nothing but fucking ass whoopings as far as I can see. Devin Haney got a problem.
Well, it's like this, y'all, and I'm gonna pass it to Batman next. Real quick, man, it's like when you look at the landscape, Tank ain't gonna fight you, right? You and Shakur cool, and he ain't finna. He at 130 doing this thing. Vasyl Lomachenko, that ain't happening. Shit, he got other issues way bigger than boxing. You fought Jojo Diaz already. Fortuna, he already lost to Jojo Diaz, so that ain't shit. We know that Ryan Garcia ain't gonna fight him. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then Kambosos, you got Kambosos, and we see what he's doing. So these belts is finna be available at 140. I mean, Devin Haney, right? The way that he can box, the reason that people are avoiding him at 135 is because they look at it like this: we got to knock him out to beat him. They're looking, that's just what it is. They looking at, okay, we can't outbox him. So the only chance we have to beat him is to knock him out. I'm cool. I'll take my chances elsewhere. That's just how these fighters is. You heard them say, you heard what Canelo Alvarez is training. He's a slick black fighter that you know what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10, unless you can box like him. And if we look at the landscape, you only got Tank Davis. And I'm talking about at 135. You only got Tank Davis, and you got who else at 135? Lomachenko, right?
He ain't fighting him.
And know what I'm saying, that right. match him or come close to match him boxing, right? You got Tank Davis, Lomachenko, and shit, that's about it. Ain't nobody else gonna come close to outboxing him. So these rest of these dudes, they like shit. We gotta knock him out. They don't want to fight no fighter like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. I'm gonna pass it to Batman and then go to Smoking or who was 817? Which one of y'all was in here first? 817 or Smoke?
817.
Okay, and I'm gonna go to 817, then I'm gonna go to Smoke. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bat. What? Oh yeah, no, 817 was in here before y'all. Yeah, 817. Go ahead.
I know y'all gonna choke me for this one, but I'm saying, bruh, it's like he finally got the rat corner. Ain't nowhere for that motherfucker to go. And I know everybody exhausted with this shit. I'm exhausted with it too, because the hoe been ducking. Mauricio ain't done the right thing. We know he's a hoe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't argue with nothing you saying as far as, you know what I'm saying, him moving on to 140 and going on. But I just feel like the rat is motherfucking cornered to the point to where Bob even came out and said, boy, he ain't available. You know what I'm saying? Like, go on and fight Devin. Like, even Bob say, you know what I'm saying, fight Devin. So, I mean, I feel like at this point, shit, you been waiting this long, man. Keep the rat corner, man. Goddamn me. Make him make a fight with somebody else before he motherfucking move. Once he make a fight with somebody else or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and solidify his whole status. Because, I mean, we all know he's a hoe. We all know he's scared. We knew beforehand, bro, when he beat T.O., I never felt like he was going to fight him, but I always knew he was going to lose, and he know that shit too. So, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, yes, Dev, we know you can go up to 140 and get a multitude of fights and move on. But you're still dealing with them same hoe-ass sanctioning bodies. You still, you know what I'm saying? If it's going to be petitioning anything or using anything, it's still a WBC because that's the route he went with the belt he got. So he's still fucking with Mauricio on the cool if that's the premise. Man, fuck that. You got the motherfucker cornered now. Ain't no other motherfucking options. Let him make a fight with some hoe ass, some trash ass motherfucker and solidify his whole status before you move. Don't give that motherfucker out. But that's just me, fam.
So let me ask you this real quick, 817. So we heard, right, Robert Garcia, he told us to play a long time ago. He said, motherfucking Lou DiBella called me, thinking I'm, you know what I'm saying, somebody else. And he broke down the whole play. He said that they trying to fight some old, like basically a warm-up fight in Australia, and then so he can hold on to the title, a fight that he know he gonna win. We see who Ryan Garcia fighting. You know what I'm saying? That's the fight that they want to make. That's the play. They want to fight Ryan Garcia. So does he sit around and continue to let them star him out and play him? Or do he just say, when do he just say, fuck it? Like, you know what? I gotta move. Or you sit around another month and wait for him to announce who he gonna fight. Because see, what he gonna probably do is he gonna wait till Ryan Garcia fight April the 9th. You feel me? And then you gonna all of a sudden see them make a play. Because see, what they look like they trying to do, they trying to wait to make sure that Ryan Garcia win. Because see, if you come out and you announce you fighting some bum and then Ryan Garcia on the back end and then Ryan Garcia fuck around and get upset, now you really cornered. Now you have to fight Devin Haney pretty much. They don't want to fight Devin Haney.
Facts, and that's always been the play, fam. I called Ryan Garcia from the jump because I said to myself, Kambosos ain't finna go in there, shock the world and beat T.O. and then turn around and put all the shit back on the line without a victory lap and turn around and fight. He gonna lose, knowing he gonna motherfucking lose. If he barely got by Mickey Bay or whatever, goddamn me, you know he's gonna lose the deal, and he know too. So I called Ryan Garcia from the fucking jump, bruh. I can't remember if it was on the boxing section or somewhere else, but I called Ryan Garcia from the jump. I said, it's going to be Ryan Garcia. And everybody kind of laughed at me. But I already knew Ryan Garcia was the play because he's the only name that he got a chance of motherfucking beating.
If
You
that
feel
war,
me?
if that war didn't happen, I think he'd have fought Loma too.
Right. If the war didn't happen, yeah, I thought he was gonna fight Loma. But I feel like, hey man, I can take a loss to Loma and live with a loss to Loma. I can't live with losing to this Negro. I mean, Blue put it out there today. Shout out to Blue Blood. He put it out there today. He exposed it today. We already knew what the time was with him being in Australia anyway. But he exposed that ass. You know what I'm saying? So, bruh, at the end of the day, I'm with you, Key. We all know the play. We all know that's why Kambosos. They want to see what the fuck Ryan gonna do. They want to make sure he win so they can go on and make that fight. We know that's what's up. But I'm saying for the rest of us, for all of us, Dev, you already at the point where you done waited too long. We all feel like, Dev, you done waited too long for this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So now the rat is cornered. If he make this fight with Ryan Garcia, they solidify themselves as chickens and hoes. With Bob even saying, fight Devin. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, make the play. And then they'll move to 140 and it's all solidified at that point.
Yeah, knockout. I got you. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
I just feel like he done waited too long, Key. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you. He done waited too long for this motherfucker. So why give up now? You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what they want you to do anyway. Make them hoes drop their draws all the way.
Time is money, 817. And to me, the you know what I'm saying, at Devin's age, you should be fighting 3 times a year, getting that bag 3 times a year.
And you ain't got all damn day to be making 135. Devin big,
bro. He just fought. He just fought JoJo. How long ago? How long was it ago that he just fought JoJo, fam? Ain't like he been off that motherfucking long.
No, I'm just saying that when you look at Devin body, you can tell Devin is gonna get bigger. Devin bigger up top. So I don't know how long we expecting him to make 135.
So check it out, but fam, I mean, we talking about a matter of maybe another 90 days here before.
Yeah,
I feel what I'm saying. I mean, April 9th is right.
I feel where you're coming from. If you wanna,
you know what I'm saying?
If you gonna hold it out,
so get that nigga to the summer, bro. Yeah, get that nigga 60 more days, bro. Some shit like that, and then go and move. You know what I'm saying? Go and move up. But you got that nigga nuts in a vice right now. Even Bob Aaron funky ass say fight damn shit, man. Be cool, stay smooth, be cool, keep applying pressure like you applying pressure, goddamn me, and make this hoe make the fight or fight Ryan Garcia.
I'm gonna give you an outer perspective because if this motherfucking war ends in June or in July at the end of your 60 days, you shit the fuck out of luck.
I have a question for it. Like, if I don't know if it messed up the rotation. I know you wanted the question to go over to everybody in the panel. But if it just to I think everything's been covered. What I was gonna say. Who do you think Devin should fight at 140 next if he were to move up? Like, he don't get the Kambosos fight. Let's say he puts the pressure on. Whatever he does, it doesn't come through. He can't get a fight at 135. There's anybody that we would like him to fight. Who would you have him fight at 140?
To right off the rip, you know what I'm saying? I would have to look because we got these different promotional companies, but it's a lot of smoke at 140. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. Wherever you go, if you talk about Top Rank, if you talk about DAZN, if you talk about PBC, it's smoke everywhere at 140. Right, that make for real good fights. You even got pretty boy motherfucking Montana Love.
Right,
they both on DAZN.
That's like spaghetti on the wall shit. Anything gonna fucking stick there. You know what I'm saying? At 140, that's the reason why the talk going on. Shit, it's a multitude of motherfucking fights at 140 for them that they can make.
That fight, and I like the and salute to my brother Key Batman, OTB, Coach.
Salute knockouts.
What's good? I would say, bro, I like the Sandor Martin fight, the dude that just beat Mikey Garcia. I think that'll be a good fight. And then dude, because you gotta think about like Bill Haney and the training team. Like, do they really want him in there with a puncher like Montana Love right off the rip at 140?
I beat Montana Love. I think
I do too.
Love, yeah.
And you can see DAZN investing in Montana Love. You can see DAZN actually
that's the other
investing
thing.
in him.
He just got the DAZN deal, so you kind of it's like sink or swim. Like you be hurting both of them when you can move them both along and kind of try to make money off both of them. So I think the Sandor Martin, even though he beat a watch Mikey Garcia, to put a guy on your resume that's undefeated that just came off that big win, I think that'll be a good look. And then Sandor Martin ain't that dangerous to where he can knock him out. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good fight knockout.
You
that's
want
a
to
good
give
fight.
Devin a fight,
I like that.
but you want to put him in the ring with somebody that's known where he can make, his $3-4 million or whatever he want to make.
Even Posto.
Now Postal ain't going. He and Postal he's part of that Ukraine Russians.
He had top rank. I'm trying not to name no top rank people, bro.
But Key, that's a great point that you made. That's a great point that you just made right there, right? Because we all know when you're moving up to another division, right? A lot of times, for most fighters, we have the elite of the elite, like you say, right? Everybody ain't doing that type of shit. Generally, you want to move your guy up and have him fight somebody who's a credible opponent. You know what I'm saying? But somebody he can get his feet wet at the division at and not get slaughtered moving up to the next weight. You feel me? So like Sandor Martin, like you said, that's a good fight. Cause look at Batman tripping. Cause everybody talking about the power and them. Everybody talking about the power and them type of things. You don't want him running into a Gary Antonio right off the bat. That's why he grinning and shit.
Sandor Martin is number 4 in the WBC and the WBA. So you
he's not no
that's
pushover.
why I said I like that fight, man.
Yeah, he's not no pushover, but it's not lights out. When you hear Sandor Martin, you ain't thinking, oh shit, it might be lights out immediately. You know what I'm saying? On the move up.
Why can't you put yourself in the limit? You already the WBC champ. Because if you wanted to hold the belt, this is my thing. If you want to hold the belt, because me and Batman talk about this shit all the time, because you making more money if you have a belt, right? So if that's your thing, I got this belt. They got to pay me a certain amount, right? As long as I got a belt. Well, why don't you? None of them dudes is going to fight you at 135, right? So if the belt and making a certain amount of money is your thing, why don't you put yourself in a position, go up to 140, because all the belts is going to be available. Go to 140, put yourself in a position. You probably have to fight a final eliminator when you go up, right? You probably won't be able to go straight, or maybe if the belt is vacant, you can go up and you can fight somebody at 140 right off the rip for a vacant title. It don't matter if they will be at, it's going to be a top ranked fighter probably, but they could do the purse bid and go and go like that. Move straight up, that belt, fight for a vacant title, whoever you got to fight, because you was the champion at 135 and play your position like that. Now, right, if you beat that, whoever you fight at 135 for that WBC title, now you a 2-belt, right, 2-weight division champion, and you already, right, a champion at 140 now in a division where you ain't gonna have a problem making big fights at 140. I'll let you know that right off the rip.
That's true. That's true.
It ain't slim. You know what I'm saying?
All them dudes
top rank control 140, so that's gonna be difficult. You're right about that.
Well, it's smoke everywhere at 140. You know what I'm saying?
That's the issue. To me, there's tough fights, not big fights. There's no big fight, but there's a whole bunch of tough fights.
But hold on. At 140, I know Knockout saying the top rank control it, right? Well, when it comes to other fights, Top Rank and DAZN, they do business just fine with each other.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They do business just fine with each other.
So right, when it comes to this, this whole WBC point that you're making, the WBC or Mauricio Sulaiman specifically has, historically disrespected and discounted Devin Haney's worth, and from even before he was a champ to like what he's doing with the belt. I don't know how much sway Devin Haney has at WBC. It seems like the organization that you want to be in, if you're trying to like move up and challenge for stuff, would be the WBO, because they have that clause that you can just move up. And if you think that Devin Haney is going to ultimately end up at 147, then the WBC has that cachet. But if you're trying to move strategically, because there's a whole lot of tough fights that can, that potentially could derail your career, because I see a whole lot of guys with the ability to not, but I don't think that Devin Haney has witnessed the kind of power that's at a lot of average 140 pounders have. Like,
yeah, and if he go the route, if he go that route, Smoke, just so everybody knows too, Mauricio Suleiman and I already said, absolutely, this is his quote, absolutely, Zepeda is the mandatory contender in the division. We have agreed with the organizations to take turns when there is a unified champion. So the WBC has already came out and said Jose Zepeda is the mandatory for Josh Taylor in the WBC. So if Haney move up, he will be fighting Zepeda probably for like an interim shit to see who get a shot at the title, or Taylor, or Taylor move up and vacate his belt.
That's a good fight.
It is. Zepeda looked a little bit ransom last fight.
But if
you gotta ask yourself this one question, bro. There's one question you gotta ask yourself. Do they want to put, after what Devin Haney looked like, taking them left hands from JoJo Diaz, do you want him in there trying to take left hands from Jose Zepeda?
Yeah, your first fight.
But hold on, let me answer this. If he is that good, like I'm gonna get to you, I'm going to Batman next, y'all. We gotta let Batman cook next.
He look like he's stewing over there, bro.
If we are saying, right, if Devin Haney is as good as everybody has been saying that he is, right, I think he the goods. But if he is good as everybody been saying he is, right, they saying that Devin Haney beat him, and he beat him. He beat your favorite fighter, and he'll beat his ass too, right? If he's that good, why we got a problem with him fighting motherfucking Jose Zepeda? He should be able to beat Jose Zepeda. It'll be a tough competition, but he shouldn't have no problem beating Jose Zepeda if he is as good as everybody say he is. If he is that good right now, Floyd Mayweather, all them dudes that was, you know, on that level, Sweet Pea, all them dudes that was they would move up and beat a Zepeda.
I think he'll beat.
So that's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying, what's the problem?
I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem. I said the Sandor Martin fight is a good fight if you have trepidation about him moving up and facing power. But you know, ultimately, I feel like Dev got the skills to move up 140 and fuck with the upper echelon. You know what I'm saying? Or the other 140 pounders. But you know, I don't throw caution to the wind when I talk about them 5 pounds when it comes to Dev with most of those guys. With most of them.
But you know, the chin. There's big punchers up there.
Right. There's obviously some trepidation. Hey, there's obviously some kind of trepidation because this bullshit been going on for a long time at 135 for Dev, and they've been soldiering through it. So, you know, it's got to be some kind of trepidation there, I would think, because ultimately, why in the fuck would I use the WBC again, even moving up to 140 and think they would do right by me? They ain't done right by me at 135. Me, outright, I would just get outside of that organization altogether and not be worried about their rankings. But I'm going to get out the way.
Batman, go ahead. It's on you, Bat.
Man, look, man. The man not getting the fight with Kambosos. He didn't get the fight with Teofimo Lopez. They ran him through the loop with him, so they gonna run him through the loop with Kambosos. Move up. You'll be, man. Somebody just said earlier, you the next Floyd Mayweather. Floyd ain't never been undisputed. So move up. Go fight Zepeda. Go fight Regis number 2. The belt about to be relinquished from Josh Taylor. Go fight one of them guys for the belt, man. That's why you won all them belts that had some money, you know, extra money from the zone. Is in your contract when you got them belts, you know, you get more money. Move up. You're gonna get more money. Go ahead and move up. Then try and unify, man. They don't want to fight you down there. Why you trying to pick on people that ain't trying to fight you? Move on. That's what y'all told Gary Russell. No, I'm just saying. I mean, most of the whole LDBC told Gary Russell to move on. They not trying to fight you.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. If he can't get the Kambosos fight, we don't need another defense. You know, we don't need another voluntary defense. We move up. I agree with that shit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too.
If you don't get Kambosos, who you gonna fight?
It seems like the weight cut is also affecting his performance in the ring. He might be adversely affecting himself. I mean, not boxing does that anyway, but I'm just saying It seems like he's having trouble making the weight at 135. You got to. It seems like a good time to move up.
No,
It's
he's
just that
not.
I feel like from what I've seen out of him, Jojo Diaz is nobody's like power puncher, right? Linares got a cool little right hand, and we saw what happened to Devin once that thing landed on him late in that fight.
But
I'm thinking that you need to
Can't
move
be
that
no
dude
different
up.
for Dev if it's gonna be. Ain't no different for Dev if ain't no different for Charlo. He got the same thing with making weight at 160 that he got making weight at 135. And a meaningless ass voluntary defense to keep your belt at 135 don't mean shit if it ain't Kambosos. That's why we are talking about it now. And it's the same for Jamel. It can't be no different. I just figured I'd say that since he slipped
but
up.
we haven't seen the weight be a problem with Jermall. There's an issue.
The weight ain't been a problem with Devin.
Yeah, let Batman finish.
You ain't seen Dev not
Batman,
make the scales. My
let
bad.
Batman finish cooking.
Batman,
go ahead.
All right.
Come on, Grady.
You're not getting the fight down there. You know, a lot of guys, a lot of my good men over there on the LDBC think you this super fighter, man. I don't see it. But it's your you can be great. All right, everybody ducked you down there. You became a champion. Now move on where they ain't gonna duck you at. Move on where these guys don't see that oh, you got these long arms. You can move up. Cause I done seen you get hit on your chin. And I know if one of these guys happen to you sit down and try to fight with one of these guys at 140, they gonna clip your ass. I see it. I mean, all these other guys don't see it. If you can let a 35-year-old Linares hit you, all you guys keep on saying that was a good win. All right, now let's go look at that. Linares got knocked out by a fucking C-class fighter at 140 for 2 bum-ass niggas, then for Devin Haney. But, I just want to see you move up, man. Because I already know what's going to happen to you.
Y'all already, my thing is this, man. This is what I'm tired of hearing about. He got hit with a good fucking shot.
Coach, stop saying that.
Why? It's the truth.
He got hit with a shot that Linares ain't sit down on. Now, let's keep it real.
Bullshit. And it ain't just that. Hold on. It ain't just
Hold on. Because regardless of him getting hit with the shot, he could have boxed and stayed away from that shot. His ass chose to get in the pocket.
We understand that. That's not, regardless of that. This is my point.
Can't do that.
People keep on bringing up these fucking, he took a fucking shot. He got hit. He didn't go down. He fucking walked to the corner. And he dealt with it. We done seen great fighters get fucking rocked. That don't mean shit.
I seen great fighters get rocked and keep fighting out of it. I seen Devin Haney get rocked. He came back in the 10th round, got hit again, and he came back in the 11th round, got hit again, took off a whole round and a half, and started fighting at the end of the 12th round. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. So bad. I saw him keep his fucking composure and not get fucking caught with that bullshit again.
That man was talking in the 12th,
and then he came back in the 12th and washed him. That's what
I know with a younger fighter. Matter of fact, fuck that. I know with my little brother, if my little brother get him hurt like that, he gonna be done.
Not if it's at the end of the round like it was then. The bell gonna ring.
What?
Let your brother go cheat and hit him after the fucking bell.
While we on what we see, we also saw Devin Haney fight a fighter who had got knocked out 6 times by every other fighter that he had ever fought, and Devin Haney couldn't get him out of there, bro. Like, it's a lot of shit that we saw in that fight. So when you spitballing it to him fighting bigger, stronger, faster fighters, if you having trouble at 135 getting people to respect your power, what's to say people just ain't gonna walk through your shit at 140?
Well, let me ask you this question, Knockout. You said bigger, faster. No. Do you get faster as the weight go down, or do they get faster as the weight go up? You let me know.
It depends.
It's a level of competition, right? The guys
at 140 at the top level, because Devin Haney, let's keep it a buck. He ain't gonna be fighting journeyman and shit. So at the highest levels, you get more athletic and you get faster. The guys at 140, the guys at 147 are much more athletic at the top level than they are at 140. The guys at 140, you think Russell, you think of guys like Montana Love, they're much bigger and much more athletic than
Who's more athletic than Shakur at 130?
Keep us on way.
Name me a 140 pounder, 140 pounder that's more athletic than Shakur. I'll wait.
Shakur is an anomaly with all-time great talent.
No, anomaly my ass.
The fact that that's the example you got to give kind of because you had to go to.
No, I can go some more if you want.
Please, because Shakur is an anomaly. Give me another.
Okay, but the point is though, if the guy has more power and you get hit clean like that, then it doesn't matter that you can recover against Linares because you're not getting hit with a guy who can pop like the guys at
5 pounds.
Yeah, the 5 pounds is a different. I mean, 5 pounds is the weight limit. That's not right. That's not how much they're gonna weigh on the night of the fight.
Right, and we don't know how Devin is not gonna transition. And y'all act like Devin is not gonna weigh more also so that he can take the power. Y'all tripping.
He's not gonna get.
Yeah, you can't train your chin. Your chin ain't gonna get no, but like your chin.
He got hit one fucking time in how many fights, motherfucker? Floyd Mayweather got fucking Shane Mosley damn near killed him. What the fuck is y'all talking about?
Floyd Mayweather came back in that same round.
So not in the same round. That is a lie. Not in the same round.
Shane Mosley came from one that the same race that Floyd did.
Hey, so check this out. Like I tell Batman all the time, I don't like my thing about Devin is I don't trip about that him getting caught by Linares because 9 times out of 10, everybody get caught. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get caught. And it's the shot that you don't see that hurts you most. I'm not tripping about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping about that. But we went, but next we're gonna, and I'm gonna let whoever ain't talking, I'm gonna let them talk real quick. And then next we're gonna move on and we're gonna break down who's the better fighter right now, Shakur Stevenson versus or Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney. Now, me and Coach had this conversation last night, and we were going back and forth. So we gonna get into that.
That was a good that was a good show y'all had too on Kwame shit.
Salute to my man Lord Kwame over at Lord to the Game Boxing Talk. If y'all ain't sub to Lord to the Game Boxing Talk, make sure that y'all go sub to that. And Mr. Steal Your Chin says Devin opponent will be selected through a protection program. All his opponents are safety blankets. He is a sucker for the left. Kambosos wants a war. Devin ain't coming for a war, just being real. I can't agree with you on that, Mr. Steal Your Chin. We know that Mr. Steal Your Chin is from BMO, and his dude is Gervonta Tank Davis. But I can't agree. I can't agree with what you saying about because Devin won't. At 135, I can't speak for what he gonna do at 140. But at 135, he's wanted all the smoke, including Tank Davis and everybody. So I can't say.
Let's remember he was Loma's mandatory.
I can't say that he is being, you know what I'm saying, his opponents is being selected and shit like that. I can't agree with that. But
Loma's been number one at WBC since he lost to T.O. If Loma, you want to talk about participating for fights, Loma could have been doing that. If he wanted to fight Devin Haney, he could have done that right after he lost to Teofimo Lopez. You need to fight Tanaka or Nakatani or Kome.
He chose.
Let me get this. Let me get this super chat. Darius Gillard says, "No, they respect." He says, "No, they respect his power. They just change up from they wild styles for Devin. No different than how Pacquiao fought Floyd." And Darius Gillard, man, I appreciate you coming through. Showing love in that super chat, man. So this is what we're gonna do now. But let me let if you ain't gotta go make your point on this, and then we're gonna move on. Who ain't said nothing about this?
I think everybody went, Keith.
Yeah. Everybody won. Only thing I was just gonna say was, Dev has acquitted himself at 135 pounds enough for me to respect his ability to go to 140 and handle himself. I think it remains to be seen what another 5 pounds will do for him, and who knows who he gets in and works with and trains with. You know what I'm saying? I think he deserved at least, the room to get there and show us what he can do. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's just a foregone conclusion that he moves up to 140 pounds and get his ass whooped because Linares caught him one time. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of facetious for us all. And I mean, we all have high expectations for Dev. I mean, you know what I'm saying, whether we like him or not, generally people you don't like, you have high expectations for because other people put him on a pedestal. So when Linares did catch him with the shot, you know what I'm saying, for all of us who are fans of him, it surprised us, and all of us who are not fans of him, it validated a little bit of how he felt anyway. So, but I think he's done enough at 135 pounds to say, hey man, at 140, let's just see. But you know what I'm saying? The man at 135 pounds, we done had motherfuckers running from him. And obviously he had shit good enough there to keep a motherfucker off of him and respect him. So let's just see what the boy do at 140, man. If in fact that's the next move.
I'm going to say it wasn't just Linares. It's also what happened in the Jojo Diaz fight. And there's still some questions unanswered, right? I mean, the fact that he can't get fights at 135, I guess means you got to go and get those questions answered at 140. It's just, man, the 140 division right now looks kind of crazy. Like Batman said,
he got more questions
up,
about the JoJo fight.
Like he's trying to put the banana in the tailpipe. He's like trying to slip him up. I'm saying, like, if you're not trying to, trying to see Devin Haney get knocked the freak out, like you gotta. I don't know. There's still unanswered questions about Devin Haney from what I've seen.
So let's say that, okay, let's move on now, right? This, like I said, this is a conversation. My man OTB was in the building. You know what I'm saying? Me and Coach was going back and forth, right? And the question was, who is the better fighter right now? Right now. You know what I'm saying? Not 5 years from now. Right now, who is hands down better? We know that they're not in the same weight division, but I'm just saying, by looking at the eye test, who's better? Is it Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson? And I don't know how the subject matter came up, but it came up some type of way, right? And my thing is, I said that Devin Haney, that Shakur Stevenson, to me right now, he's ahead of Devin Haney. Now, I think they both hella good. They both great. They both great young fighters. But to me, Shakur Stevenson is a couple levels above Devin Haney right now. Now, this what me and Coach was going back and forth. So he said, or one of the other dudes on the panel, he said, well, why? How you going to say that? Why? So I explained to him. I said, I see certain flaws in Devin Haney. He said, what flaws do you see? I said, well, Devin Haney, when he loops his shots wide a lot, right? He loops his shots wide, leaving himself open for counters. And I said, another thing I see Devin Haney doing is at times he leave his chin straight up in the air, right? I said, so you get in there with the right opponent, that could be problems for Devin Haney, right? So he has certain flaws that he got to clean up. Bill Haney even admitted that he has those flaws, and I think it was Batman that pointed that out, right? And so he has these certain flaws that it could get you hurt if you get in there with a certain level of competition. You feel me? Now, Shakur Stevenson, on the other hand, but that's not taking away and saying that he's not a great young fighter. But I just see flaws that stand out to me. Shakur Stevenson, I've studied tape on him. I've watched his fights, right? Even people who, well, he didn't want to get hit by Jermall Charlo. Well, you know what? He didn't get hit. If he didn't want to get hit, and he did get hit. You feel what I'm saying? So Shakur Stevenson is a fighter. On the other hand, I don't see no flaws. Motherfucker, well, he ain't got super knockout power. That's not a flaw. He have power good enough to make you respect him. You ain't just seeing nobody walking Shakur Stevenson down I just let him hit me 4-5 times. You know what I'm saying? You're not seeing that shit. He has respectable power, and as far as just overall, he don't have no flaws that just stand out to me. He don't. I don't look at him and say, man, he like shit, man. He can't really fight at the mid-range because he fight great from the mid-range. if you watch Shakur Stevenson, go back and watch him. I've seen several fights to where he go and he get doggish on the inside. He knows how to fight very well on the inside. On the outside, he know how to move and fight well on the outside, right? His defense, he's the least least hit fighter. I think it's like 4 or 6% connect percentage, right? His defense, if he don't want to get hit, you're not going to hit him, and he's still going to box circles around you, right? And then, like I said, he got a lot of dog in him to where he'll fight you on the inside. He'll get grimy with you. So I don't see no flaws that stick out to me with Shakur Stevenson. I haven't, and I've had this argument with a few people, and ain't nobody been able to tell me, man, he got a flaw. Like, he needs to work on this. Of course, everybody has things that they need to work on, but he don't have no holes in his game to where it sticks out to where you like, yeah, he don't polish that shit up. He gonna fuck around and get hurt. He don't. And so that's why I say that that Shakur Stevenson right now is better. He better than Devin Haney right now, in my opinion. Now, Coach, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go.
Well, I never said either. First, let's get this straight. I never said Shakur was better than Devin or Devin better than Shakur. Let's get that straight, man. That's the first thing. What I said was this. We haven't seen Shakur in there with better competition where certain flaws can be exposed. That's what I said. I think that Devin has fought tougher fighters than Shakur thus far. That's what I said. And I think that
that's what we disagreed at.
Huh?
And that's where me and you had the disagreement, because you tried to tell me that motherfucking Joet Gonzalez wasn't shit, and I said he's a solid fighter. I said that Joet Gonzalez to me was near the same level of a Jojo Diaz.
No way. That's where I disagree. I think Jojo Diaz beat Joet Gonzalez up.
I don't think that, Coach.
I think that Joet is not strong enough to fight Jojo. That's my thing with him. I think that Jojo would beat him because I think Jojo is stronger, and I think Jojo is a smarter fighter than Joet. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. We can't prove it.
I think they rounded. I think they're in that same ballpark.
You know,
I think it'd be a close fight with them.
I think Jermall Herring and Nakatia. I think Jermall Herring and Nakatia will be a tougher fight for a tougher opponents. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to trying to see who's fought, better competition or whatever. Jojo Diaz, Jermall Herring. I think Shakur is the better fighter, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't even really know if you can go off that competition. I just think Shakur has shown the ability to be way more multifaceted than Dev, and Dev just got a certain skill set that he worked with. Shakur has been great and still ain't shown us the best yet. And I don't know who the fuck you gonna get to bring it out of. Maybe Tank. That's it.
I mean, at 130, it's slim pickings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's slim pickings at 130. So I mean, of course.
Yeah,
and when Shakur moved to 135, he gonna have the same fucking problems that Devin got right now.
Yeah, I don't think. I think the level of competition definitely has favored the performances we've seen out of Shakur. Also, just the better person. Like Shakur is, so far he's been able to make fighters fight at his pace for whatever reasons. Right? He's been able to expose these guys, and they fight at his pace. I don't know what happens if he gets in there with a guy that throws a ton more shots and fights at a faster clip. We may see a different kind of thing. I just don't know. Like the guys he's been in there, like I think Jermall Herring is really his first real test, if you even call Jermall Herring a test. Like I don't know.
So you mean to tell me that Joet Gonzalez is not a good fighter?
No, I didn't say Joet Gonzalez is not a good fighter. I'm just saying like the level of competition there is not. They're not the same. They're not the same between these two guys.
That Joet win. Agent like fine wine.
Level of competition.
Yeah, that was. I'm with you on that one.
When you break down the level of competition Devin Haney, you got Akhmaduliev, right? And then you got Jorge Linares, right? Akhmaduliev just stopped Jorge Linares, right? So you got those two, and you got Diaz. Now I'm gonna save Joseph Diaz because that could be. I like Joseph Diaz. He's a real good fighter, and I thought that was a hell of a solid ass win for Devin Haney, right? But let's go back to Linares. When I was on a live with Bill Haney, and I told Bill Haney I don't like the Linares fight. I said, shit, I like motherfucking Fortuna better than Linares. You know what I'm saying? But they was, we taking the Linares fight, whatever. Linares was old, and I've been saying this shit. And I'm not trying to take nothing away from him, but I wasn't impressed with him. I thought he was supposed to go in there and beat Linares. Now, he did it in a different fashion because he stayed in the pocket and he beat up Linares, right? So he did it in a different fashion than I thought he would. But I thought he would beat the shit out of Linares every round, pretty much just like he did it. Nothing surprised me except for the way he went about it. I thought he was just going to move around the ring and kind of outbox him and not stay in the pocket. But Linares, he been knocked out I don't know how many times. He's old, right? He was already old, way past his prime. Linares is not nowhere near his prime. And we seen him just get knocked out. He fought one fight before Devin Haney, but the fight before that he had got knocked out. So I wasn't high on Linares.
I understand that, but Linares forgot more about boxing than Jermall Herring ever knew.
Exactly.
But I'm not comparing him to.
But we're talking about level of competition. That's the point I'm making. It's like these guys have not fought the same level of competition. You compare Linares to Linares' prime.
But like I was telling Coach,
to the guys
telling Coach Smoke, Linares at that time. With the time,
I understand, bro. I understand what you're saying.
A really good fighter, but at that time, Linares wasn't that to me.
I understand what you're saying. I understand, but you're comparing Linares to Linares. I'm comparing Linares to the guys that Shakur fought, and I'm saying even a faded Linares had more skills. He like what I saw in that fight against Devin Haney was still a way more skilled fighter than I've ever seen out of Jermall Herring, ever.
So that's what I'm saying. I just don't think you can use that one factor to try to quantify it. Yeah, you can use it as a factor, but I think it's, a little more of what you see, a little more of what we've seen in those fights as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I've never seen Shakur, even in a Nakatilia fight or whatever, when he was quote unquote uncomfortable or he wasn't doing Shakur-like things, he was still comfortable enough to control the fight and control of the pace of the fight. He never looked in trouble. We've seen Dev be in trouble, even if it was for a split second. We've seen him be in trouble before with whatever competition that he was in the ring with. So that's what I'm saying.
And that's my thing with this
combination. Right. It's a combination. It's a combination of a lot of things that we talk about, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to these fighters and what they've done or whatnot, or how we look at them. It's a combination.
It's also the activity of the opponents, right?
Hold on. We're gonna let OTB go real quick. Let him get his in.
My thing with it is Shakur is so comfortable doing what he do, and Devin's still trying to fight on the pocket. That's what make me say that Shakur is a better fighter, because y'all know as well as I do, once we get in the box, you don't determine what I do. I determine what I do, and I don't know. It seemed like to me, Devin's still trying to fight in the pocket, and Shakur being okay with fighting from distance and showing that he can fight in the pocket is the difference in their careers right now to me. But I don't know. Later on, you never know.
Go ahead.
Let me go to Bat now, and then let me get, because Knockout, he ain't got a chance to say nothing either. Bat froze. He did. Bat that died on us.
I thought Bat done went to sleep or something.
Well, no, his shit froze. He did. Well, fucking froze up. Bat, go out and come back in if you he gonna let Knockout. You go ahead and cook, and then we'll go to Bat.
When he look, bro. Shakur, there's never a point that there has never been a point, and there will never be a point where Devin Haney will ever be on Shakur Stevenson's level. the shit's not close, bro. It's not close at all, bro. Like when you look at these two fighters' skill sets, number one, Devin Haney's defense is more so his reach, his athleticism, and his feet for his defense. Shakur Stevenson defense is I'm gonna be right there where you think you can hit me, but I'm so good. My IQ is so high, my reflexes are so good, and I'm so sharp. I'm gonna make you just barely miss me, and I'm gonna be right there to make your ass pay every motherfucking time. That's the first thing. Then their accuracy. Devin Haney is not nearly as accurate as Shakur Stevenson. When Shakur Stevenson get to firing off punches, his head work is more accurate and his body work is more accurate, and he goes to the body better. And he showed the ability to where he's comfortable wherever you want to take the fight. And no matter how hard Devin Haney has worked so far in his career, he ain't comfortable fighting on the inside just yet. Okay, that's another thing. Coach, I didn't talk when nobody else was talking. I ain't talking. Nobody else was talking. Then when you look at big moments, right? We can all say and agree that they have certain moments where it was the big part of their career, and they both don't have the best resume. But when I look at these fighters, and it was time to step up, and it was Devin Haney, Linares, or Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz, and it was Shakur versus Jamel Herring. I watched one fighter struggle late, and I watched another fighter take his shit to a completely different level and walk a motherfucker down. Walk a world champion, feeling himself, coming off the biggest win in his career, walk that dude down and make that dude look like he just started boxing yesterday. I ain't seen Devin Haney do that shit. I think Shakur got a certain, he got an it factor to me. And people will say, like, they don't really pay attention. They'll say, oh, man, boring fighters. Whatever, bro. To me, Shakur got some shit going on about him that's just different. And Haney ain't got that shit. To me, that's just my opinion. Like, I got Shakur Stevenson number 3 on my pound-for-pound list, and I do a top 20. I ain't got Devin Haney on that hoe at all. So, I think it's totally different. I think it's totally different levels. But I think Devin Haney is just not on Shakur Stevenson's level, and wherever they sparred at, if they meet at 135, if they meet at 140, if they meet at 147, Devin Haney ain't gonna get around off that young man, bro. He different to me. The only person, y'all know what I think of him. The only person that is 50-50 that I will favor over him that can beat him from 130 to 140 right now. The only person I give a shot right now is Tank Davis.
Tank ain't got a fucking prayer. Tank ain't got
Tank can box, man.
You say what
Devin. He don't have a fucking prayer.
That's crazy. He ain't got a prayer, but you think Devin Haney and Shakur are close, but Tank Davis will knock Devin Haney head off the canvas.
He ain't gonna get to him. Know why? Because they too fucking fast. They too much longer than him. They gonna fucking box his eyeballs out his fucking head. You let Leo Santa Cruz swell your fucking eyes up, and you talk about beating Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson, who got a longer reach and fucking faster. Man, stop that, man.
First of all, Leo Santa Cruz can box, and Tank Davis, and this is another thing. While I'm on the subject, Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Here's the main difference. Devin Haney look like he don't like to get hit to me, bro. He look like he in that too.
Who the fuck like to get punched in the face?
I question the dog, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I question the dog in that young man.
I don't.
I really do.
I don't because I know what he's doing in the gym too.
And I'm gonna get off of Tank because we're going a whole nother tangent.
And guess what, knockout? They both was in the doghouse. They both was in the doghouse. Who quit? Who quit?
Nobody quit.
Who quit? Who quit in the doghouse?
I don't know.
Between Devin Haney and Tank. Who quit?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I know who won. I know who quit. I know exactly who quit. Now, you're going to question this young man's dog in him when all he's been doing is fighting his whole fucking career.
What year? When was that they sparred?
Huh? When was a few years back, and Devin made him quit.
Okay. I mean, I think Tank Davis would beat his ass in real life right now in the real fight. I mean, I ain't coming off of that.
I don't. We'll never know because you know why? Your man don't want to fight nobody good. Your man don't want to fight nobody good. Your man fighting fucking rolling necks. He fighting short bust necks.
That's a trash ass fight.
Yes, and he been having trash ass fights.
Eastside people
having trash ass fights. You act like that's some new shit.
Oh,
You
look,
got one motherfucker want to fight everybody at 135 and nobody want to fight him. And then you got Tank, who a superstar.
Devin Haney? What you think Eastside Pitbull Cruz can do with Devin Haney since we talking about trash fight?
Pitbull Cruz will get his fucking eyeballs
boxed
out
out
his head. That motherfucking ears will be off him at the end of the fucking
50-50 fight, bro.
That.
That's a 50-50 fight.
So
50-50 fight. They stopped that, man. That boy wouldn't even touch Devin with that long.
I ain't stopping nothing.
If I can
jump
crazy.
Shakur Stevenson on a different level. I digress. Shakur Stevenson on a whole different level from Devin Haney. It is what it is, bro. That's what I think.
I feel like
look. Let's and I think Smoke.
I see this shit.
Smoke. Did you cook yet?
Not fully. I just made a point of somebody else's point, but I haven't actually given my opinion.
I'm gonna let Smoke cook, but let me read this real quick. And I'm gonna have to. I can't really cook on it because I'm gonna have to look more. See what happened. But my brother Blue just came and just said Virgil Ortiz forced to pull out of his fight. Damn, that's crazy.
What happened?
And they've been posting video of him in camp every motherfucking day.
Yeah, man.
What
I
happened?
was just gonna make a video on Virgil Ortiz.
Knockout. I got one more.
I just finished studying for that fucking prediction. Got me mad in the motherfucker.
Damn, bro.
They say, I'm reading it right now. It's an ESPN story. It says undisclosed reasons, so they ain't telling nobody yet.
Oh, okay.
Damn. So let me get this super chat. Now I'm gonna let Smoke cook. Mr. Steal Your Chin says Devin wanted Rolly. Bill wanted Rolly. Now it's a trash fight. He says Coach Devin and Stank sparred. I think he meant Tank. He said Devin and Tank sparred before Tank got signed by Floyd. That ain't a couple. I think he meant that ain't a couple years.
Whatever. He was in Floyd gym when it happened. That's bullshit. So I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Apparently, Joey Gonzalez beat Tank up in sparring too. I guess we picked.
Well, what I know is this. This is what I do know. I know that Devin Haney has the WBC belt. I know that, and I know that they got a guy named Tank Davis who don't want to get the fucking belt from him if he can beat him. I know that, and I know that Devin Haney done called Tank out, but Tank don't say a fucking word. I know that for a fact. Those are facts.
Got a point. Coach hitting y'all with them facts.
That is a fact. Why wouldn't you want to go get the WBC belt?
Tank don't respond to no call outs though.
Why? No,
that's my issue with him.
Well, okay, fuck
that ain't got shit to do with his skill in the ring.
Fuck
that ain't got shit to do with his skill.
Hold on, knockout. Fuck the call out. You got the world champion calling you out, the motherfucker with the WBC belt, and you don't want no smoke with him. Instead, you want to fight Pitbull Cruz and motherfucking Leo Santa Cruz, and you want to go fuck with Rolly Romero. I mean, let's keep it 100. The WBC.
I mean, that's 100, and I agree with everything you're saying. But you talking about calling people out. You talking about
with the green belt
and making a fight happen. You
multiple times, and you don't want to fight him. I know that.
I gotta say this: Tank do respond to who he want to respond to.
Yeah. He respond to who they tell him to respond to, bro. Y'all know that man a puppet, and I agree with y'all. Like, he needs to call for the smoke. Who respect that? If I call him out for it and I say it's trash ass fights and it's bullshit fights, then that means I don't respect it. But me respecting his skill set and thinking he can beat certain people and then calling him out for the shit I call him out for, that's totally different. Y'all having two different conversations, fam.
So you must believe in Tank more than Tank believe in himself. No response? It's crickets.
I don't know. Tank might just be in for the cash. That's what it looks like to me. It doesn't even like it looks like he's in for all this stuff. Like, it's a different conversation.
But no,
you believe in Tank more than Tank believe in himself because they got a WBC.
I think I believe in him more than Mayweather do. I believe in him more than Mayweather do. I don't think he would duck no smoke, bro. He into that money. He eat drinking the fucking Floyd Mayweather Kool-Aid, bro.
No,
I don't think he wanted this Rolly Romero fight neither.
Not only that, but Floyd like shelves all of his fighters. Like I think Tank is the one that's actually broke the mold as far as even getting like memorable fights somewhat. Like Floyd is not a good matchmaker or a good promoter in that sense, right?
No,
he's a great promoter. He promotes the hell out of himself. But when it comes to his fighters, he shelves them.
So let me hear you cook on this situation, Smoke. Who do you think the better fighter right now is, Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney? And give us your reason why.
Like to me, this is like 6 on one hand and half a dozen on the other. So I can't really call it. This is so what Knockout was saying, I agree with when it comes to his shot selection and his accuracy. I also think that at this point his defense is a little bit better. But I also think that he's been able to do that against the kind of level of competition that he's had. But I still can see the skills. I think I think his shot selection and his reflexes are why he's able to stay where he's at. Defensively, I don't know that that's going to be the same thing as his career progresses. He might have to tighten up some of those issues. But he also fights guys that don't throw a lot of punches. So there's just lows in these fights where ain't shit happening. Maybe it's about, and it's not even about Shakur's ability to keep his opponents' hands in their pockets. They don't fight. They don't throw a lot of punches when they're not fighting Shakur Stevenson. They just don't throw a lot of punches. So it's hard for me to. It's hard when one guy is fighting guys who throw like 4 times as many punches versus another guy, and they're both kind of counter punchers. They're both boxers, but when it comes to just the technical ability, I think I gotta give it to Stevenson because he just doesn't have the same kind of holes that Devin Haney has. But at the same time, man, like he's a hell of a butt. He can while he's not that great on the inside, that is one of his flaws. He's really great at mastering range and maintaining range, and using his length and making you pay when you collapse that length, and tying you up and getting out of there. So like really, when it all comes down to it, like I said, it's 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other. I love them both. I would probably say that Shakur is a little bit more athletically gifted. I think he's like a little bit faster. His reflexes, but he's also like kind of a smaller dude. Can't quite call that one either. But yeah, his accuracy, his hand speed and I think his overall technical ability, I think is just slightly better than Devin Haney. I don't think he has the same flaws. I guess that's what it is.
That's a good assessment. That's a good assessment.
My assessment was fire too. You just hating.
I'm not hating. You brought up hating.
We all said the same shit.
They're not in the same stratosphere. I'm just saying, like, Shakur just don't have as many holes. Right?
You know I love you to death, brother, but your man moves like a bitch, straight up.
Who's my man's, bro?
Tank. He moved like a bitch.
That ain't my man's, bro. That ain't my man's.
That is your man's. You and Money Brown, y'all love that motherfucker to death. Don't give me that bullshit.
Bro, just because I think he can beat everybody don't mean that I like what he doing. Like,
you
I
know
make
what?
that very clear.
Well, I think that the things that Tank do is kryptonite for Devin.
Well,
shit, Devin don't
gotta
fighting on the inside. Tank a bad motherfucker.
What I need somebody to explain to me what nobody's able to do. If JoJo Diaz can time Devin Haney ass and hit him with left hand after left hand after left hand, you have to explain to me why Tank Davis ain't gonna be able to do that shit.
Because Tank is 5'3". That's why. And you're dealing with motherfuckers with faster feet, longer arms,
so JoJo Diaz has faster feet than Tank Davis?
What?
That's what you're telling me.
Nah, he had to take that. His timing them. He was using that time.
I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, he got longer arms than Tank Davis. I know that.
Coach, answer the question.
I just told you.
If JoJo
got longer arms. Listen, it don't matter about the feet. Longer arms than Tank Davis.
Well, it's a problem for me that Devin was willing to take them shots to get in the pocket instead of
that's what Devin Haney and winning the fucking fight. He wasn't willing to take them shots. He don't be doing that shit on purpose. Okay, sure he don't be just sitting down doing all that shit on purpose. People force him into that fight.
He could box.
I'm trying to get the benefit of the doubt.
Then you know what? Everybody,
they force him to do that shit. Like, oh man, I'm just gonna sit down. Nah, bro, you get tired because you fight off your back foot every fucking round, and so you end up getting tired at the end, and guys catch up to your ass.
Regardless of the point, he is the WBC world champion, and your mans don't want no parts of it. Point blank and period. Instead, I'm going to fuck with the retarded kid.
Floyd Mayweather don't want no parts.
I'm going to fuck with the retarded kid. You want to go pick on a retarded kid? Stop that.
Man, y'all is slipping on Rolly, man.
That's Mayweather Promotions and PBC doing that shit, bro. They making that shit happen, bro.
Hey, check this out, y'all.
Rolly beat
Tank is complicit though, and he should call out what he want, bro.
Hey, when it comes to Dev,
hey, hold up, 817 done that. I always tell the truth. Stop that shit. My bad, 817.
I forgot 817 was in the building. Let's let 817 cook.
Get quiet on.
Let's let 817 cook. I forgot he was in the building.
Man, I'm just fucking around, bro. You know.
Coach, I know how it is. I know how you feel about Tank, but on the cool, when it comes to Tank and Floyd and Dev and Bill, I really do think, y'all. I really do think, and this is just my opinion, right? I really do think they got kind of like a silent motherfucking agreement to get money and avoid each other for a minute. You feel what I'm saying? I really do believe, because you know when you see them interacting, I mean them personalities alone, bro. It's a lot of egos involved with all four of them cats. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? So if there was any kind of smoke to be had, or interest with smoke or anything to be had, I don't think neither one of them would care about stepping on each other's toes and saying that. And we just don't get that out of them. So I really do think it's a silent agreement amongst them to kind of get money for a minute and then meet later on. I don't know what y'all think about that.
I think, I think that Devin Haney really wanted to fight. I think that if the times was right, not when one already agreed to a fight and then the other one talking about, oh, I step in. If the time is right, if they can make a fight, I think Devin Haney, in his side, they'll fight Tank. I think they will. Now, like I said,
think that we see that.
Hold on. I favor Tank because when I look at everything, I don't think that Devin Haney can stay away from Tank's power with the certain flaws that he had for 12 rounds. Now it's a great fight. Now Devin Haney could win that fight. It's definitely a winnable fight. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I will have to slightly favor Tank. Because of that power factor. You know what I'm saying? I don't favor Tank over Shakur because I don't see Shakur landing no shots like that on Tank. I think that Devin Haney, he get hit. I know he gets hit more, than Shakur. So I'll have to favor Tank over Haney, but it's a winnable fight for Haney. Now, Haney can win that fight. You know what I'm saying? He might get in there. He might get in there and outbox Tank because we've seen Tank Davis outboxed several times. So it wouldn't surprise me if Devin Haney got in there and outboxed Tank. It wouldn't.
My only thing, I'm like you. I would favor Tank in that fight if it did happen. But my only thing is this, right? Dev got to, like Knockout said, fighting on that back foot all the time or whatever, it takes a lot of energy, you know what I'm saying? And later on in the later rounds, you know what I'm saying, we start to see it kind of take effect. And for 12 rounds, man, you got to be on your shit with Tank because he could slip up one time and Tank could get in there one time and that be it. That's what Tank have to me that Dev don't have. And I mean, when it come to them three, I think Dev at the end of them three. You know what I'm saying? And and as far as Tank and Shakur, ooh, that's a hell of a fight. And I wouldn't put my money up. I just watch it and enjoy it. I don't even know who the fuck to pick there, but Dev outside of them, bro.
Hey, yeah, let me get to these super chats real quick. Let me get to these super chats real quick, Coach. Zenith 360 say Devin Haney called out. He said, didn't Devin Haney call out Rolly multiple times? Yeah, he did. He did.
Why?
He did that.
Because Rolly was talking shit.
Yeah, Rolly was talking that shit though. So I mean, I don't have no problem with that because it's like, okay, you talking all that shit. What's popping? Mr. Steal Your Chin and Tank is already on a different level, right? He been on pay-per-views and shit to where he don't need to be fighting no goddamn Rolly. Mr. Steal Your Chin say Mauricio himself don't believe in the WBC belt. What he says, what that belt did for Devin so far? Nothing. It ain't did shit except for the only thing it's done is he get paid more because he got the belt. And so we
3.5 million about that. That's what he get paid 3.5 million a fight. How about that?
So I mean, I can see why he keeping the belt, but at some point in time, you gotta you know, you gotta move different, and then you'll get the money. You gonna get the money if you that good. You gonna get the money. My man, Mr. Steal Your Chin says Bill Haney himself said that Devin will fight Tank in the future, but Tank and he says, but Tank but Tank is the holdup. I think that's he meant typo, but he said, but y'all basically said Tank is the holdup. Yeah, because when Tank had a chance to speak on Devin Haney, he tried to go that right. Oh man, he ain't did nothing. He's a clout baby. He just clout chasing me. Nah, bro, we ain't going for that shit. Devin Haney was on your head. He wanted to smoke. In the way that he responded was what I didn't like. When you get to responding like that, that makes me know that okay, yeah, you don't want
to smoke,
but you gonna fight rolling.
But Devin always had good like in front of the camera. Like what he says, but it's always been to me exemplary. Like he said. But anyway, no, go ahead.
I want to address this now. Blue said that Devin won't fight Tank the same way. I wish. You know, I knew what he meant. Like, what way?
He ain't gonna get
he ain't gonna let himself get.
I feel that he would try to stay on the outside, use his legs, use angles, and pretty much use his jab on the outside.
Yep.
You know, pop shot Tank Davis and fight him like that. But that's how I think that he'll fight him because that's basically his only chance of fighting him. You know what I'm saying?
Who always believe that,
and maybe the mid range, right? But you want to stay away from him. But the thing is like I said, I can see Devin Haney outboxing him, but can he do it for 12 rounds without getting caught?
Yeah. Me and Blue done argue many a time about Dev and Tank. He always believed Dev beats Tank. Dev is a master boxer, and I agree with Blue. He's a great boxer. I just feel like you said, he got to be that good for 12 rounds, and I just believe Tank too good for him to be that boxer for 12 rounds and not get caught with some shit.
Hey,
Tank is a bad motherfucker in the pocket.
This is my only thing. Tank swells. This is the problem. Tank swells. That jab gonna be working, and if he starts swelling too much in the later rounds, it ain't gonna matter because he ain't gonna be able to see. So that's my whole thing. And Devin is quick with his feet. He got a long ass jab, and that bitch is stiff enough to make Tank fucking think a lot.
Got pretty jab.
Yep, and Tank hasn't really had to cut off the ring against really any movers, especially not one who has the foot speed and the IQ of a Devin Haney.
Well, that's because Tank put pressure on you without throwing punches.
Jojo Diaz was able to. It took him a while, but he was able to. You know what I'm saying, to close that distance on. He was able to close the distance on Devin Haney and get inside and hit Devin with hard ass body shots, and you know what I'm saying. He was able to cause him some problems in some of them rounds.
But Jojo Diaz did the same thing with Gary Russell Jr. He did the same thing with Farmer. Like Jojo Diaz has been in there with guys who have feet and move around, and he's been able to cut off the ring. I haven't seen Tank do that yet.
Athletically, there's not anyone. Athletically, from 126 pounds to 140 pounds, athletically, Tank, is right there with the best, if not the best athlete. Come on, man. So I don't think athletically he'll have a problem with keep him up as far as footwork. And we've seen him fight with one hand and use his footwork with one hand to avoid a pressure fighter. You know what I'm saying? So again, bro, Tank's got the skills, got great boxing skills as well. It's not just power, man. With Dev, he's got to be that perfect fighter for 12 rounds. All that Tank swells and shit like that, bro. He got to be good for 12 rounds.
And he can't get caught in these mental lapses.
He's not gonna get no recovery time. It ain't no Lenarius type shit.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I saw at first, before Tank Davis fought Pitbull, right? I was like, nah, I think that Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, outbox Tank. I was like, I think that Devin Haney outboxed him, and I was telling Money. Me and Money was arguing. I said, I only see Tank Davis having a knockout chance to. But then when I seen him in the Pitbull Cruz fight, I said he's showing different things. Like, to me, Tank Davis, the most amazed that I was with Tank Davis is him in the Pitbull Cruz fight. A lot of people was like, oh man, he lost or he looked like shit. No. I looked at that fight in a whole different light. He looked great to me in that fight because he was able to display that he could do different things in the ring. When something didn't work, he was able to go to a plan B and a plan C, right? He showed great movement in that fight, great footwork, great boxing skills, right? And so he showed me that if he get in there with somebody like a Devin Haney, he could keep up with him. If
Keon, bro, but this is two different things. Like a guy coming towards you, a guy coming towards you is different than you having to go get a guy.
But that's not the only thing. You're talking about a 5'4" fighting a 5'2" fighter. Picaro Cruz is 5'2" probably. Come on, man. You're talking about a kid that's 5'9" with a long ass jab and great feet and speed. Man, come on, man. Y'all be tripping. Pitbull Cruz, dog. Y'all talking about a fucking little short ass arm little dude, man.
My man W right side in the building. He says, y'all better put some respect on the young boss name. He says they not fighting this year or next. So the real question, who will be better in 3 years? Well, if the question, W right side, who gonna be better in 3 years, Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson? Shakur Stevenson.
No, he was talking about Tank.
Oh, Tank. If he's talking about Shakur and Devin Haney, I'm saying hands down Shakur Stevenson. If he's talking about Tank and Devin Haney, that's a good question. It looked like to me right now that I would have to pick Devin Haney. Right now, if you say who's gonna be better in 3 years, Tank Davis or Devin Haney, I'm picking Devin Haney. I don't even got to think about that shit too much.
And I'm picking Devin Haney because Devin Haney can show me more than what Tank can show. I feel like Tank done shown me everything that he can show.
Silver Surfer Luger. Well, that's if my brother Blue said that Devin Haney beat Shakur, that's where me and him gonna disagree because Devin Haney ain't beating Shakur. No.
I think that if it happened at 147, I think it happened. I think Devin win that fight because Devin gonna be shot. But Devin gonna be better.
200 fucking punches, man. Like this dude, like Devin Haney throws 4 times as many shots as fucking Shakur Stevenson. Nobody that Shakur fights throws shots. Like he looks great against guys that he's fighting.
There is a reason.
Listen. That dude needs to look. He's stuck on top rank. He's stuck on top rank, and he's gonna be fighting like another dude that don't throw a ton of shots.
Understand there's a reason. There is a reason why motherfuckers don't throw a lot of punches.
They don't throw shots when they're not fighting Shakur. These guys just don't throw shots. That's my point to you. Like
he isolate him with his jab. He got the highest jab.
Once he goes to once he turns a guy who throws a lot of shots to a guy who don't throw a lot of shots, then cool. But he ain't done. He hasn't faced that dude yet. He's definitely controlled the pace.
No, but you just gotta look. We gotta look inside the box, man. If you a pressure fighter, and I got the highest jab in boxing, what's gonna isolate that pressure?
I understand this, but we're projecting how this guy is going to grow. Meanwhile, he's only really fought one kind of guy.
Smoke. With the amount of punches that have been thrown at him by the guys that have thrown them at them, the response that they have gotten is not one that induced them to throw more punches. So any other motherfucker that gets in there and throws more punches at him, they're going to get the same shit.
That's not
Think
true.
about it. There is a deterrent to them throwing those punches, bro.
That's a projection. That's two separate issues. But I'm telling you,
hold on, Smoke.
At this point, what I'm saying to you is, at this point, he hasn't faced a guy who even throws a lot of shots. So
what I'm telling you is,
he has the highest jab percentage.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm gonna say it again. You're not hearing what I'm saying. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
You're saying that what you're saying was gonna happen once he faces a guy.
Listen to me. I'm gonna say it again, so maybe you can really understand what I'm saying. Don't try to rebut it. Just hear what I'm saying.
I already know what you're saying. You just don't understand.
Let him talk, Smoke.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. I'm just telling you, I do understand. But go ahead, say it anyway.
Okay. What I'm saying is this: the guys that he's fought, right? The punches that they threw, they was confident in the motherfuckers. Obviously, they got something back that made their ass stop throwing punches, right? Or slow down throwing punches, right? So I'm telling you, another motherfucker that gets in there that thinks he's going to be more active, he's just going to get more of the same. And it's not a successful route. They trying to figure something else out. A bunch of punches ain't gonna beat a motherfucker who's accurate and can outthink you. That's what Shakur is doing. Okay. It doesn't take a bunch of punches. If I'm sharp and accurate and know what you're doing before you do it, if I'm taking shit away from you. So all I'm saying to you is Shakur is the type of fighter that has the ability to change pace and take shit away from you. That's why you're not seeing these guys. Look, Brian Castano, he threw a lot of punches at Charlo because he allowed him fucking to. He never took it away from him. Certain fighters don't take shit away from others. There are levels. Shakur is the type of fighter that takes shit away from you.
This is where you gotta. This is what y'all all have to understand. Also, you matching two guys with high IQs, right? You also matching guys with similar speed. See, that's the difference. Devin is faster than every fucking fighter that Shakur has fought, and Shakur is faster than every fighter that Devin has fought, right? So you matching speed for speed. Like I told Keon, that's fucking Goku and Vegeta. These motherfuckers is some fast-ass fighters. So you got to look at it that way too, because Shakur gonna get hit with some shit because of the speed, and Devin gonna get hit with some shit because of the speed. So it's not
better technically then.
Well, now when they was teenagers, and this is the thing, you know, Kwame East, his shit was acting up. I don't know what was. See, he tried to put the sparring footage on last night because me and you, coach, I was arguing with you, telling you when I went back on Sunday night and I watched the sparring. At first, I'm like, they was going at it, but then when I went back and I watched it, and I said, damn, Shakur was landing clean work on Devin. But Devin, right? Devin was throwing a lot of punches, but he wasn't landing shit. Shakur was catching that shit with his arms and rolling and blocking all the shots. He couldn't land nothing clean on Shakur.
No, but now you're understanding how this fight could go. There's when you throw more shots, it gives the appearance to judges that you're getting outworked.
We do this shit.
Let me give you a good example of a fight that just recently happened. Stephen Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa. Right? The cleaner work was definitely done by Stephen Fulton all night long. But there's a time in that fight where Brandon Figueroa was getting rounds because of the activity, not because of the cleanness and the crispness of the fight. Like, you still saw that Stephen Fulton had the better defense. You still saw that he had the cleaner, harder punches, all that stuff. But Brandon Figueroa put in enough work that it gave the appearance that he was getting, even though Stephen Fulton was blocking him and rolling with it, it gave the appearance that he was getting hit hard, getting hit more. And that's how Brandon Figueroa was doing. And that's the thing about when you have a bunch of activity versus a guy who's a sharpshooter.
And see, that's the thing.
Y'all wanna watch the sparring?
Go ahead, cut it on, bro.
Y'all want to watch it? We can put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean,
we gotta quit respecting activity. Activity don't mean that you doing shit.
Look at the work. Look at the work. We gonna look at the work.
John Porter started that bullshit.
And they was both. You could tell they both on the highest level. But hold on, I'm a.
It's not even Sean Porter. I'm saying that's how
that's why. But see, Smoke. That's the problem, right? That's the problem with this shit, right? That's the problem with That's the problem with boxing, right? That's the problem with motherfuckers when we watch this shit, right?
Facts.
It's what they looking at, right? Just like my man Knockout talk about all the time when Andre Ward go to talking about body language and he get pissed off. It's what the fuck you looking at. Motherfuckers looking at, oh, he being active, he throwing a lot of punches. Man, that's a swing round. That motherfucker, who gives a fuck? He threw 500 punches. If he ain't landing the motherfuckers
and he ain't landing shit clean,
he ain't hitting shit clean, what the fuck does it matter? See, all that activity shit gets some motherfuckers by. What it was he was in his hometown, he was swinging a lot of punches, and every motherfucker in that crowd wanted him to win. but you have to know what the fuck you looking at. And technically, if we start talking about technique and shit, Shakur is a whole lot sharper, a whole lot cleaner, and a whole lot use a whole lot more straighter punches. They'll loop a lot of his shots. Bill has even admitted to it.
Hey, listen, I agree with you. That's why I got
now I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play the sparring, right? But we got to know, this was, years ago when they was both younger. You know what I'm saying? They're a year apart in age. So it was years ago when they was both younger. But they both gotten significantly better since then. But this is, it's what it was. Hold on, I'm gonna play it right now.
Devin can't get the line. Shit. Levels of this shit.
I told y'all Goku and Vegeta, bro. Oh, that left hook.
He got him.
That was a good left hook right there.
But look at Shakur manipulating the line. Devin can't get the line.
But he's been on the back foot and the edge of the ring the whole time. Like, the ring has been owned by Devin Haney, and he's been doing more work too. They both had clean shots. I don't like man. That's typically, like I said.
I told y'all, speed is speed. When you match speed for speed, these boys is fucking on another level. Both of them, bro.
Look at how he controlling the line.
You're able to see who controlling more of the pace.
Thank you. Look at where he keep rotating, so he can control the line. Now let's sit down.
Ooh.
When I'm on the line, I'm back.
Ooh. 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 This is some nice work from both guys. Both guys are real smart. They got real educated feet too. And this is back in the day.
Boxing IQ and a beat boxing IQ. Look at Devin lunging for shots because he can't control the line.
It's better work for sure this round.
Oh, good right hand.
Because he punched with him.
Oh, a little sneaking up the inside.
Bro, it's gonna be whenever they meet, bro. It's gonna be a hell of a fucking fight, bro.
Got your ass.
You can see the difference in the Olympic pedigree and Dev style. You can see it just in certain technical shit. But Dev is quick.
Oh, that's that's that activity, man. Like I'm saying, and
He's
also
blocking everything.
Devin trying to
blocking
activity is one thing, accuracy is another.
Yeah, I know, but neither one of them is being that inaccurate. Like the inaccuracy thing, like it's not. They're not that far apart.
I mean, Dev ain't landing a lot of them punches, bro. He caught in the first little part of the sparring session. Hell, he caught Shakur in the corner and he missed all 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, but they also hit him clean with left hook. He also was tagging that body. It's not like
with 8 left hooks. How many did he throw? Who's landing more punches?
I'm saying both guys have been hit by clean, sharp punches. In this particular round, he was definitely doing the better work. But the first round,
I'm saying you talking about activity or whatever, right? So we're talking about activity and accurate punching. We can see who's landing more.
Wait a minute. Y'all act like the dude ain't landing shit. Y'all
they both landed.
It ain't that
they
he
both
ain't landing.
They both landed.
It's the difference in pedigree of punches. Shakur landing a whole different pedigree of punches. Look at that.
The punches that Shakur's using are best. Are the cleaner punches, but it's not like consistently. But it's not like Devin Haney is not hitting with clean hard punches. It's this particular round. Shakur is showing not like he's separating himself, right? But that's this round. But this was the last round.
I can tell you that.
Hey, y'all gotta respect this shit though, cause we seeing 2 great fighters. You know what I'm saying? At a young age.
Are they both of them teenagers right now? I think both of them are teenagers.
Yeah, Devin. Shakur was still an amateur when they did that.
Yeah, they was getting to it.
There it is.
Well, that's because he
that's that
changed the
controlling
level.
distance shit, right? And you see him backing up, he's throwing the thing in the ring.
Bro, I mean, you act like Shakur doing something out of character.
Nah, he started going forward against Jermall.
Yeah, but he still don't throw a lot of shots. That's the whole, like, it's just the activity.
That's 2 fast motherfuckers. That's what you're looking at.
That was a nice one from Shakur.
Looking at 2 fast motherfuckers with high ring IQs. That's what you're looking at right there.
I see shit. You right, coach.
Speed is speed, brother.
Yeah, that's hand speed.
That's y'all.
Goku
and Vegeta, boy. I'm telling you.
Right.
So I don't see that. What I'll say about this fight is I don't think that Devin Haney is like that good at leading fights. Right? If he's got to be the guy that starts the action, then that's
right. Okay, there you go.
But y'all,
he's not this kind of fighter. Like
it was like
fighter today is not like a front foot. It's got to hunt a dude down. That's not. Yeah,
I feel like if Dev got to initiate the action, he might get himself in trouble because he's trying to figure out how to go about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's not this dude. He's a counter punching guy. He's not like he likes to. He can do the front foot stuff, but I don't know if he's gonna win a fight if he has to initiate the action all the time with a guy who has that kind of IQ and hand speed.
Exactly. That's why you can tell who IQ was higher at this point in time in their careers. Shakur had a way higher boxing IQ.
I just think Shakur will lead you into mistakes and Dev will make you pay for mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just make contact with him. Open up the hook.
It's gonna be a great fight. A big fight. I know that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fire.
Oh, okay.
Clean break.
I almost want to say Devin had more power than Shakur at this time.
Hey, and I got so much respect for Bill because Bill flat out, I mean, knowing that his son didn't take the Olympic route, he took him everywhere. He put him in the water with everybody.
Yeah.
And he just got a more pro style even right now. Like, oh, that was nice. Damn, Shakur's fast. That left hand came. Nope.
He's smart,
He
bro.
switched. He just
He
switched.
know how to control the line
Yeah.
so cold. Told you.
And
Let
Shakur
that boy
always
get his
falling
feet
off.
outside, you gonna
You
tear
see
your
how he
ass
falling
up.
off? Yeah, I was finna say, my bad, bro. I was just gonna say, you see how he always falling off to his shoulder. You know what I mean? Where he can land that left hand.
Yeah, and
That's
also
from getting
Shakur
your
is
feet
like
outside.
Shakur's breathing kind of big. That chest was filling up with air. Like Devin looked like he's chilling. And that's another thing about the amateurs versus. That's another thing about the amateurs and pros. Those amateurs, because they only do that 4-round shit, it takes them a while for them to actually fight. Now, Loma, to me, still is not a 12-round fighter. He takes a bunch of rounds off all the time. Like, you have those long amateur careers. It's hard for you to develop into a 12-round fight every minute of every round fight.
It was great work, right? So what I saw was great work, but I'm looking, right, and I'm looking because, of course, Devin was more active, right? But I'm looking, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking to see who is landing the cleaner shots, right? Because I'm looking and I'm watching Shakur. He catching a lot of the shots, and Devin just can't hit him clean. And Shakur, he was catching Devin clean more, but it was great work. It wasn't like now one of them just dogged the other one out. You know what I'm saying? It just all depends what you like. If you like a fighter that's throwing more shots and putting pressure on, you know, well then you gonna say, okay, Devin back then. And then, but if you like a fighter that's slick, that can control the range, even off the back foot, and then catch you clean, well, you're gonna say Shakur. Now, another thing that I look at is I'm looking at the improvement that both of these fighters have made since then. Since then, they both made, you know, a lot of improvement. Shakur, one thing I noticed now is his inside game. Like back then, he would just stay on the outside. He want to move, you know, pivot, stay on the outside. You know, if you get too close, you know what I'm saying, he'll wrap you up and let you go. Now, he got that dog in the inside. Like now, he fight his ass off in the inside too. And I think that's a facet of his game that he picked up from Andre Ward. Andre Ward was a fucking dog in the inside
pocket.
And I think that, you know, Shakur, that's one of the main things that I see different now than Shakur when I was first watching him when he turned professional on Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really fight inside like that, but now he fights inside. And he can fight his ass off on the inside. And as far as Devin Haney, I noticed now his jab is way sharper. Like the way that he controls you with his jab is like you seen he was overshooting his jab and like he couldn't really get to Shakur. Now he know how his distance and how he uses his range on the outside is a lot better because he know how to control you with his jab. So both of them have made leaps and bounds as far as you know getting better. They from what we seen right there, both of them are way better. But I just think that Shakur. His game his you know it's took off faster. You know,
I want to ask a question. My question is this: until he fought Jermall Herring, before he fought Jermall Herring, we knew he had a high boxing IQ. We knew that Shakur was a great boxer, right? I think his last fight is where he really opened up a lot of eyes.
Not me.
I already knew he was good. Don't get me wrong, Keon. But the
last
shit he did to Jermall Herring.
And I didn't learn shit from Jermall Herring. He had been sparring with Jermall Herring for 4 camps. He knew Jermall Herring.
To me, that's more energy with Jermall Herring. To me, that's more people that haven't followed Shakur like that. Or you know, what I'm saying. I'm not talking about you, but I'm saying overall, I think that was people that I watched every fight that Shakur had when he was coming through the Olympics. Right when he was coming, I watched every fight that Shakur had since he turned pro. Every one of his fights I've seen since he turned pro, and I've seen him. I've seen the different type of fighter that he's turned into, in the improvement. And the Jermall Herring, I'm not talking like I was saying this shit about Shakur Stevenson before he fought Jermall Herring. Like that shit. The only thing that surprised me is him stopping Jermall Herring. But other than that, I knew he was gonna beat. I had him beating Jermall Herring 12 rounds to 0 before that fight happened. You know what I'm saying?
Too.
So nothing surprised. I've been seeing this stuff out of.
No, I'm talking about like I think that was the sharpest we ever seen him though. Like
not me. I don't think that was the sharpest.
I think it was the sharpest
because
in a Joet fight, he could have dominated Joet and he did.
But and then go back to the Christopher Diaz fight. It's a lot of things like how when Christopher Diaz kept trying to step on his foot and motherfucking Shakur was just, you know what I'm saying? He was changing angles and making him pay every time.
Yeah.
It was like I've been seeing this stuff out of Shakur, but he's getting better and better and better.
Yeah, he is.
Now he's closed the gap on the flaws that I saw him have before when he was coming up through the game. He's closed that gap, and now it's like I don't see those flaws no more.
Dundada, he gonna beat the fuck out of Valdez.
Yeah, I seen him beat
he gonna
Valdez.
Man, Dundada, he won't hop on here.
That's what get me with him.
Yeah, he want to comment. Y'all let him get to y'all, man.
Hey, I guarantee you, Dundada won't bet a motherfucking dime on that shit, and I'll give him 2-1 odds. I'll give him 2-1 odds, and I guarantee he won't bet a dime on Valdez.
It ain't even that. Why do you continuously get in the fucking chat and scared to get on this fucking panel? I don't get it.
Right.
Dundada, get your ass on the panel. Stop.
It's nice building with you guys. I got to shake.
We finna get ready to wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up. So we're gonna go around the panel and D Smoke. Before you get up out of here, you want to let everybody know where to find you.
Yeah, you can catch me at Boxing Lounge. Yeah, man, it was a great, nice. It's always nice to talk to knowledgeable and passionate boxing fans. Get a little shout on, then agree to disagree, and then come back and understand it's all for the love of the sport. Yeah. Until next time, Keon, you already know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Smoke. And yeah, y'all go sub to his channel, the Boxing Lounges. Salute. Yeah. Money Brown, what's happening with this nigga? Money that creeped in here at the end of the show.
Yeah, Money. Johnny come lately.
What you say? What you say, Coach?
I said Johnny come lately.
Right.
I'm gonna be on there harassing your ass tonight. I'm gonna go on your show and harass you, Money.
Yeah, I'm locked in too, Money.
So and then let me go to, let me see. Let me get your last words, OTB.
Oh man, good show, fellas. Salute to the panel. And my thing with this Jermall Charlo shit, man. It's time to shit to get off the pot, man. I feel bad that his career went there, but as y'all know, man, when you don't progress in the ring, your career can't progress outside the ring. So that's why the hell he stuck where he at. And shit, man, this is science, man. Gotta get better. Y'all want to know more about the science? Get the OTB boxing class 1-on-1. We have fight schedules come out, so we will be dropping film on all of these fights coming up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. My man 817 Boxing B. Let him know what it is.
Man, y'all know what it is with me. Salute to you, Keon. I appreciate you letting your boy on. You know what I'm saying? Coach, it's David Benavidez over everybody.
Everybody at 168, my brother.
Salute to y'all, man. I'm going to stay in these boxing streets. Appreciate it, Keon.
Yes, sir. Already. And Coach, let them know, Coach, before you get up out of here.
Always a pleasure, bro. You know, I like I said, bro, them two cats right there, bro. I think they're gonna do big things in the sport. Hopefully, they don't get sidetracked. I want to say this to my boy Knockout Boxing. You my bro. I love you. But don't let fucking Tank get hit by the short bus, boy. That shit gonna be funny as fuck, and I'm gonna tease you and Money so bad. Y'all brothers be good, man.
Hey, man. But Lee Stevens, man, I will. Like I said, I got to get some more made, man, and I'll start selling them eventually for sure. But man, I appreciate everybody that came through. If you ain't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. Hell of a show today. Great show today. If y'all missed it, make sure that y'all catch the run back. And I appreciate everybody that came through, showed love in the super chat, supported the channel, hit everybody that hit the like button, everybody that commented, and y'all already know what it is. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'll be out. I'm out, and I'll be back tomorrow. Y'all already know. Gone.